La 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 la
There you
la.
go. Now you're singing now. Great.
Doobie-doo-doo-wee-oo.
We got that on tape, buddy.
Love you.
The great Minnie Ripperton.
Easy, 'cause you got coffee for me.
Right here. But you are there.
Excuse me? Did you just say right here?
Right here. Coffee right here. Yeah.
Oh, coffee right here.
Coffee.
All I heard was right here, and I was like, right here where? What are
Yeah.
you saying?
Yeah. Actually, we went to Rockin' Java this morning and grabbed some coffee. That's good stuff there.
I've never been there yet.
You haven't been there? It's like right. It's weird because it's like right next to a church. So when you go into the church, you actually walk through a coffee shop, and then if you go to the coffee shop, they always leave the church open. It's one of the progressive churches. They call it a live church.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they run the joint or have some affiliation with it or whatever, yeah.
It's got to be that. They tweet. They do the whole bit. So,
So you can go get some caffeine and have your soul saved at the same time.
with a little
If
sweet
you're
low.
lucky.
A little sweet
Yeah.
low. So, yeah, we ran in there, had a bear claw, and then I said, okay, I got to get back to get this set up. And we made some changes, so I'll tell you about that. But I guess we'll just start off our Tech Talk Radio broadcast for the 28th of May, 2011. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Slick.
And thank you for being here. We've been away for a while, just kind of been super busy and doing a whole bunch of things. So I haven't really had a chance to focus too much on Tech Talk Radio. I have been working on the new website. We're probably about 25% done. I was hoping to be 100% done, but about 25% done because we've got to port all the old pages, all the new design, the new look, and everything else, and then we got to upload it. So I'm hoping to have it done by June. But with that, we've got something cool we'll announce. It's a brand new contest that's starting up at Tech Talk Radio. We should have the link up, and like I say, should have the link up by Tuesday, where we are actually giving away a copy of Corel Draw Studio X5 or Graphics X5. I want to get it right. Limited edition. It's a long title. And a little later on in the show, we're going to talk with one of the representatives, John Falsetto, who's a product manager from Corel. But what's cool about this is it's Corel Draw, Corel Photo Painter, and then Corel Painter. Now, Slick, you and I got a demonstration of Corel Painter at Photoshop World a couple of years ago. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Still get to pick.
Still got the caricature?
Mm-hmm.
We got to put those up on the website. But we got that. And then remember, she was very cool because Wally had just passed away just months before that. And you remember we sent her a picture of Wally, and she went ahead and did one.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was very cool. So anyway, we're going to be giving that away. But what's also nice about that is it comes with a Wacom tablet. And the it's the small tablet from Wacom. But if you've wanted to have a tablet, maybe you don't have one, this is a great bundle. I mean, all of these features of the program, plus Photalia, which is access to 120 some odd images that you could use in your graphics that are copyright free for you to use, and then you get this tablet as well. So we're going to give that away, but it's going to be in a very cool contest. We're looking now. We like this design. This is our staple, but we want to go with a new kind of something new that'll go with the new website, and so we're looking for something very. And I hate to be. What's the word I'm thinking? Cliched with all the tech sites out there. But I want something chrome. I want something metallic. I want something techie looking. I don't know. Is that too cliched, Slick? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I just think you've fallen into the style. You're falling into line with the march of the style.
It is.
You just got to have it.
That's the thing. It's kind of the way everything is. Everybody's site has that. Not that it's bad, but somebody told me the other day, said, well, they were looking at the site and they thought, I like it, but I don't see very much tech involved. And I said, what do you mean? They said, well, the overall look of the site. And I kind of thought about it. And I thought, well, is it the logo? And he said, well, I really like your logo. It stands out, but it's not very techy. It's more cartoonish.
And there was a problem with that.
I don't know. So like I said, I want to keep it.
Not fit us?
That's again exactly good point. We could animate us. That would be a lot of fun. Anyway, so. But nonetheless, even if we use your we're going to do a logo contest. So you design a logo, and it can be in any media. You can take a photo of something that you think would look good as our logo with your text. You don't have to be an artist, just to give us a general idea. And if we use it, or even if we select this as the winner, then you score yourself the Corel suite with the Wacom tablet, which is very cool. So and they're going to be sending that to you directly. So we kind of like that. And I have a feeling, let's see, Nixon Lowe. Wow. Let's see Nixon is calling about. Hey, Nixon, you're on the air. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing Tech Talk Radio right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Cranny Chinese guy.
Say hi to Slick.
Hey, Slick, what up with you?
Hey, this is the crazy Chinese guy. What's going on?
Yes, it is. Yeah, and at least 2 of those 3 words are true.
What the hell is it with you playing golf now, I hear? What's wrong with you? What happened?
Well, I wouldn't call it playing golf.
Oh, okay, all right. That's
All right, I got to ask Nixon. Nixon, were you guys calling me to work, or was it just a hey, what's going on, man?
I was going to see about it, yes. if a certain operations manager talked to you about this weekend.
No, nobody's talked to me.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to call you back, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will.
He's on his way, Nixon.
Yeah.
Well, it's not right away. Do you have his number? Do you have my number?
Yeah, I've got it now. It's on my caller ID.
Go ahead and give it to us.
Very good.
All right. Yeah, give it to our listeners.
On the internet. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, thanks.
All right, see you, man. All right. That's kind of... I've never had a phone call from him.
Oh, you in trouble now.
Yeah, I kind of wonder now. Actually, you can call the show if you want to call the show. Our telephone number here, 520-407-5527. That's 407-5527. And we used to have a toll-free number where you could call. I love that number. What was it? I think it was 493-TECH or something like that. Well, you couldn't beat that toll-free number. But you could when it came to the bill from AT&T.
Oh, you had to pay for it and everything. Oh, there.
Yeah. It really wasn't that bad, but, I got the number right after I'd lost my job, so it was one of those, when you got to cut, you go through your budget and you say, cut that, cutting that, cutting that.
Goodbye food, that's got to come off the list? Yeah, no, I know that feeling.
Obviously, that hasn't come off the list with me.
No.
Anyway, so speaking of that, and we had a little issue this morning. We were firing up our Wirecast, and I found, and this has got to be difficult because I don't know what kind of cable service you have, Slick, but we're on Comcast. And
that's what's available here, but I don't have access to it. There's no Comcast. I mean, the Comcast wire, the lines are laid, but there's no service right now.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we have the Comcast service. Very pleased with it. We're on a service that's supposed to give us 16 megabits per second down. It's supposed to be, they're top of the line. And bursts, you're supposed to see about 20. Lately, we've been seeing about 2.5, maybe 3. That's it. So Gloria and I were going through, and our cable bill went because we got off those promotional deals that they have when you set up service. It went from $135 a month to about $200 a month. Yeah, so we looked at it. We said we got to start trimming. So we went in their office and we got rid of HBO and Showtime, which that's $20 a month because we were paying $1 a month for Showtime and $19 a month for HBO. Which, oh well. And then we scaled back the cable service, so we got rid of a bunch of channels. The worst thing is that we got rid of the science channel. But I'm talking to so many of my friends, and they're telling me, "Dude, you could get rid of TV altogether." And save that money and just watch your shows on the net.
That's what I've been doing, and I have access to DirecTV.
And you go online, you watch most of the programming, right? You go to the websites and everything else.
Right. So, and you remember Robert, my friend, his father died a few months ago, and he's been trying to cut back too. So he got rid of his DirecTV. He got rid of it altogether. He does have cable through Cox, but he doesn't have television service. He's got cable internet.
Right.
He went out and he said it took him a while too, which was, I don't know. To me, it's kind of strange, but it took him a while. But he got a couple of the over the air broadcast digital tuners, external tuners. He had to go to Target to find them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he said he went around and nobody seemed to have any. He bought two, one for each television he has, and he's been using that. So he's cut back to just over the air digital television, with the extra channels maybe. And I told him about trying to watch certain programs and things on the internet. He's not really into that. He's into he likes to sit and watch the whole television experience.
Right.
I don't need a television. I just need the good content. So, because I've been thinking about that lately myself, I'm like, because there could be some changes coming. I'm thinking, well, I don't need a telephone. I was telling some other people this in conversations past too. I don't need a telephone because I do everything on the internet.
Right.
Don't need satellite or cable television, but I do need internet access. I mean, that's the one thing I gotta have because that's how I get through the day. Really.
Right. And you could actually, with a good internet provider, you could actually do all of that anyways. I mean, we could get a Magic Jack for $20 a year. As long as you have internet service, then you have access to some kind of phone.
I don't even use that. I've been using Google Voice.
Yeah.
And what's the other one that you just recently tried that I knew about a long time ago, but you hadn't hooked up? Let me see.
The Google Voice I'm using all the time. I love it.
Voxox. VOXOX.
Yeah. Now you can use that to make calls as well?
Yeah, if you just want the free account, you can receive calls for free. So that's initially why I kept it. But they've also been kind to give me, some extra points on it. So if I wanted to use it for outgoing calls, I could. But until Google Voice is no longer free, I'll just keep using Google Voice for in and out, basically.
Do you think that eventually they might change that?
Google Voice, yeah. And if they do, my expectations on Google Voice are this: they'll go back to what they were doing before, which is initially when they launched for free, you would get incoming voice. I don't think it was voice calls, but incoming voice messages,
right?
And in and out text messages, which is what I use it for.
Well, I like the service for those that haven't tried it yet or that have. I like the fact that you could be on any phone number you want, and you can call your if you've got a registered phone number with Google Voice, you can call Google Voice. It'll place the call as though it's coming from that number.
Right.
So that just helps you have people who you're calling will know, oh, it's Andy. That if you're calling from a strange phone.
Right. And the way you place the call actually through the internet, well, it was a little tricky for me because the first few times I tried to make an outgoing call with Google Voice, I couldn't get it to work because there were some screens popping up in the background. Because I was on the Google Voice page and I had Google Mail open up in another tab. So I placed the call through the Google Voice page. When you initially initiate the call, it will open up a pop-up window in the Google Mail window. And then you have to accept it and choose the proper line because they would give me two options, one for Google Voice and another for my it says voicemail fax.
Right.
So it's referring physically to my voicemail modem in the computer that's not connected to anything. So I kept placing calls and couldn't get through or wasn't connecting. So I had to learn the procedure, place the call, change windows, open it up, make sure you choose the right option, and then it'll go through.
So it's pretty good then.
Yeah, it's good. It's just a little tricky, but it's a little good. It's good, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things, we've talked about so much. It's just about completely scaling back. So we thought, well, let's do it in steps. So we got rid of one of the tiers. We were at the top tier when it comes to, the cable channels we received. And out of that top tier, the only one that we really watched a lot were the Encore movie channels and Science. That's the thing. I love that show, How It's Made. We really do like watching that. But it was one of those things that, well, we're going to lose that movie section, but we're paying $8.95 a month, I think, for Netflix. So why don't we just continue paying on the Netflix and drop that? We'll still save money and still be able to watch movies throughout the month. You figure then it comes down to just a couple bucks a week for your entertainment. And then we watch the movies on demand. We don't do the CDs. So
in entertainment news, did you hear about Netflix?
No, what's going on with them now?
They're the number one streamer on the internet. I mean, the number one source of content. So when you look at what people are using on the internet as far as services, websites, whatever,
right.
Netflix is number one.
Well, I think even octogenarians, I think even people who maybe don't understand the internet and streaming and stuff will have no problem connecting to Netflix, and I think they're doing it. Because my mom's even doing it now. She was getting the CDs and scaled back just to get the online content. And most of these televisions now are internet connected. You can even buy a device now that turns your television into an internet-enabled device. So people are using it for that, stream right to their television.
I'm still a big fan of the DVDs and Blu-ray, though, because of the extra content that comes with it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, you know,
big fan that way.
Then now the companies, though, are getting kind of silly. If you go out and you buy a DVD, you can buy the stripped, streamlined Netflix-type, experience for $19.95, and then you could buy the extras for $24.95. So, it's for the extra money. It just seems like, oh, come on, why are you charging me extra for this? You own the movie, but you want the extras, you're going to pay $24 instead of where I think $20 was a good price point, right below $20 for a movie.
Yeah. And also, I was skimming around the news this morning. It looks like, the economy still hasn't recovered. So, DirecTV is talking about having raised their prices again.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. And they think that it could cause a lot of people to just say, sayonara, DirecTV.
Yeah. They said, but they don't have a choice. It's because the content producers are charging them more. So
right.
they said they've got to the point now that they have to pass it on.
Well, we scaled back. We saved just on our monthly Slick. I think we saved something like $12 a month just to come back on the service. And now we've had it for a couple of weeks, scaled back that way, and we're thinking, well, we've done okay without the Science Channel. Then we go to our on-demand stuff, and we find out that some of those Science Channels, some of those programs are available to us online on the on-demand service, so we can still watch some of the on-demand content. So we don't have to worry so much about, losing that. So now we're thinking, well, if we scale back any more, we'll still keep History Channel. So we got Pawn Stars and some of the other shows. We'll lose a great deal of the other shows, but now we're thinking maybe it's not that bad. And we'll drop our bill down to $30 a month just for the cable. Because right now we're right at $59 a month.
Now, is that $59 a month including internet service or $59 a month just for...
No, that's just $59 a month, and we scale back our internet service. We were paying for extra IPs. I think I had like 6 IPs, so we scaled it down to 1 IP. We don't need more than that. It was nice to have the 6, but we just we went ahead and we just put everything on 1 IP. The funny thing, Slick, as soon as we did that, although the IP numbers changed, and that's why we were having a problem getting you on the Wirecast, but once we did that, we noticed that we were getting better throughput. We're actually getting better download speeds. So
that's interesting. However, not surprising because remember you are on a glorified LAN still. So
yeah,
5 IP is 1 pipe. It's still it's actually more taxing than 1 IP 1 pipe.
Yeah. See, somebody described it to me. They said, "Oh no, it's good because you're getting that bandwidth for each IP that you pay for." Yeah, we had Scarlett on the Xbox 360 with hers, and then we had, my security system on 1 IP. So we've just gone ahead, we've put it all on 1, and now it just seems to be better. So we dropped our bill down from $200 a month to $120. So
$59 for your television service, your cable channels. Just roundabout, how many channels are you getting for the $59?
Well, let's see. We lost the movie channels. We lost, which includes, IFC, which I liked, and the independent film channels. But we still have all the high definition channels because we've got the HD TV, so we've got all those. So it's hard to say how many we lost. I think the biggest one that we lost for us was Science, but it was 1 program we were watching, and that was it. And then the movie channels. So we have all TNT. We have TBS, we have all Toon, we have Disney, we have Comedy Central. I don't think we have G4. I think no, we do have G4. We've got that. So
because DirecTV dumped G4 a long time ago, so I haven't I haven't seen G4. But then again, like I said before, I believe I don't miss it. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't miss G4. And not to say that they're horrible. It's just that they weren't good enough for me to miss them.
Well, G4 is actually owned by Comcast, so it's part of that. It's part of they're going to definitely want to push that on their network. That's why I think Direct may have it. And we just have a story that just got posted up on our website about G4 and their coverage of E3, which is cool. They're going to be out there covering it. But do they cover it like a news item, or do they cover it like they did the Adult Video Awards? That's the whole thing. Yeah,
their coverage in regards to quality has been, at least the last conferences and such that I've watched, has been wanting. It's like they show up and we're G4 and here are the geeks, and they don't really, and then they start showing stuff, but it's like yeah, show me what else they got. They don't really do it. Instead of, I think we as the viewers would be better served, seriously, as bad as it's going to sound, is if they don't cover it live, cover it and then do the package or do an hour and then show live for 3 hours in a row and give us just fluff.
Yeah. Well, put it on. That's the whole thing too. Put it on your net and make it great. Some people,
as soon as they came off of DirecTV, I made that comment to them, but I don't know. I don't understand why they don't get that.
Some people have commented about shows like Outsourced, Bleep My Father Says, that have been canceled, that they're now saying, listen, put it on the net. You guys probably can make enough money. I don't know if they can. I don't know if there's enough revenue coming in for them to be able to do that.
Cable and satellite, maybe, but not the net. I agree with you.
Not at this point. Although, I tell you what, it would be great, because I was really bummed when I saw that Outsource got bumped. I kind of thought, it's the one show that I think people were hoping maybe it could go one more season and catch on. And obviously, that wasn't the case. But I was really even more bummed that Bleep My Father Says disappeared. I was really getting into that show. It was got half a season, I think, and then they disappeared. And I think it really could have caught on.
It seems like the shows that are good aren't good enough anymore for broadcast television. It's got to be great. If it's not great, they don't seem to get re-upped and picked up for the next season. Seasons or whatever. I
think it might not also be that, but it might be also if it's just not great in content and viewership, it better be cheap to produce. I think that's also one of the things. You look at a show like Outsource had to be expensive. All the cast, all the crew. No, they did not go to India to shoot the stuff, but the sets, the whole bit that probably added in the cost. But then again, stuff like Bleep My Father Says, maybe it didn't gain a huge audience, but it hadn't been too expensive unless William Shatner's salary was just through the roof. Who knows?
Yeah. See, like Bleep My Dad Says, that seems like a show that just needed a little bit more time to grab traction. It had grabbed, and it would, if you pull it in the next season, it would grab some more and grab some more. Just one of those slow movers, but the broadcast networks don't seem to have time for that anymore. We'll see what happens with this next one coming out, too, because Ashton Kutcher's production company is involved in Shh, Don't Tell Dave.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So after Bleep My Dad Says, got on and got the green light and got on the CBS, then everyone thought, okay, well, here's an also ran, but we'll see how it goes. Now that they pull Bleep My Dad Says, I wonder, it hasn't been on yet. I'm not saying that there's been any negative talk about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Don't Tell Dave never makes it to the television.
Now, which network was that going to go on? Was that going to be a CBS show?
I'm guessing. I want to say NBC. Maybe not, but I want to say NBC.
That would have been weird considering Ashton's going to make $500,000 a year off CBS. That in NBC he had a project going on. Although that's not unusual. People like Letterman who produce shows and everything else, I guess they go everywhere. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and Ashton had been working on that thing a while, and anyway. So they would have had to give him a pass to pick him up for 2.5 Men anyway. They would have had to. There's no way he was going to just put the brakes on that thing.
Yeah, you don't just walk away from a show that's that's doing things.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I did want to get a little into tech. I know we're going to be showing off the half 932 USB. We're going to actually take it out of the box on the show. And we've got a couple of interviews lined up too. We're going to talk with Andre Smith from Boost Mobile. and also going to talk, of course, with John Falsetto from Corel about the new limited edition suite. But first off, I know you took a look at a few things, including USB 3.0 hard drive enclosure, and we've got that up on the website. Now, you actually took a look at this, right?
Yeah, I did. Remember when we got those the USB adapters? I took a look at the Express Card USB 3.0 adapters, and you've got the two. Are they?
Yes.
They're PCI, right?
Yeah, PCI, and they're for USB 3.0. Really good cards. I was really impressed with them.
Yeah, I didn't. Have you had a chance to install them or anything?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I believe I have the card in this system running, and we've had no problems. Now we just got in. Matter of fact, we just got in the Kingston new USB 3.0 version 2 drive. Now you have version 1. I was hoping that somehow we can combine and get test results. We're going to test with the Future Mark testing to just see how that is working, how that transfers at the newer version 2.
Okay, I'll try and get that to you so you can run them through the machine. Have you had a chance to do any? Well, but you just got into version 2 though, right?
Yeah, we just got it out. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet. It looks exactly the same as the one that you have. Except that it has new firmware, new material inside to take advantage of the USB 3.0 bus.
Because remember when I first tried to put the Express Card USB 3.0 adapter and the USB 3.0 flash drive to see if they were any faster, it didn't seem faster to me. So, and after doing more research, again, it appears that unless you have all your hardware matched up properly, you're not going to get those 3.0 speeds through the bus. So I kind of just blew it off and wasn't surprised. Do you think there's a good chance you're going to actually meet all the specs for the 3.0 hardware specs on your computer with the adapters to get the 3.0 speeds through the bus?
Probably not completely. I don't think they're at that point yet where they've got it all down. That I
know there are some systems out there, but you got to have like the actual, the motherboard and the chip and everything's got to be actually matched up.
Everything has to be, from your processor to the memory to all of that. So no, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we'll get that type of throughput, but I think we'll see better throughput, especially in large file transfers. But I'm looking forward to put it to the pace. Again, I haven't even taken it out of the package yet. We just got it in just a few days ago. So yeah. So it should be kind of cool. I don't know. How was your experience with it? Just using the version 2. I mean, did it seem like it was faster when it came to the larger files versus the USB 2?
Not for me. But again, like I said, I don't think my hardware matches up properly to get the USB 3.0 experience. Nice try, but I got the adapter. So.
Right.
Maybe somewhere down the road. Maybe one day when I blow out this, I doubt it, but maybe one day when I wipe off the drive and install the operating system anew and maybe do some other things, and maybe. But I doubt it with this computer that I have. The latest computer I have is that old Alienware. Alienware.
Yeah, the people would give
9750.
People would give their eye teeth to have that.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm finding there's some things that just it won't do. I'm trying to think what it's missing, like a chipset for some games is what I found. And there were some things now with Google Chrome, like high def stuff coming off the internet, that this hardware just it doesn't meet the requirements for Google Chrome, so I can't see this high tech high def stuff through the Google Chrome browser.
Now you mentioned Google Chrome. Since they've put out some new updates, are you still on Chrome, or have you migrated to 9? Because I'll tell you what, I really do like IE9. I was one of those holdouts who go, oh, well, I've got 8 working. So I finally went ahead and took a look at IE9. Out of all the websites that I have, only one was having an issue with it. That was a Flash-driven website, and we've taken care of that. I've taken care of that. But, I mean, don't you think that experience is so much better? It's fast, too.
When I first put in IE9, I was like, oh, that's nice. It's good.
Yeah. And
then, for whatever reason, it just seemed to still be slower than some other browsers, mainly slower than Google Chrome.
Ah.
So I have IE9 installed. I don't use it regularly because Google Chrome just seems to be faster. It just does.
Plus, you're tying everything in to everything that's part of Google, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just mean in general, with just websites in general. Well, you know, IE9 versus Google Chrome, I personally get a better experience off of Google Chrome, so I just stick with it.
All right. All right. Well, I wanted to share. We want to share a part of our interview with you as we come up at the bottom of the hour. Earlier, we did get a chance to speak with Andre Smith, who's with Boost Mobile. Slick, we talk about saving money. Have you had a chance to look at Boost Mobile yet as a service to try it out?
Not lately, but remember this. I guess you forgot this. We had this conversation before. I used to actually, as a consumer, have Boost Mobile.
Right.
I had 2 or 3 different phones with them. It was a prepaid service, and I loved it at the time. You know, things may have changed a little bit, or probably are changing now that I think about it. But I love the two-way service, the text messaging, and just the basic phone service. Love it. It's just for the price. And on the Sprint, yes, I love Boost Mobile.
Well, I'm pretty impressed by what they're doing cost-wise. They've got this new plan called Shrinkage, and they've got some phones out. They were going to send us a phone, Slick, and somehow they lost it in the mail. So it's kind of weird. I saw the FedEx tag that it was going to go out, and it never went out. But they're sending us one, so we should have it this week, the Samsung Factor. Here's the nice thing about this phone. This phone goes for $49. So for $50 a month, you get unlimited text, unlimited voice, unlimited whatever you can do with the phone, pretty much, except for international calls. They have an extra $5 a month plan for that. But you can use this phone, and you've got service that if you pay 6 months, and it doesn't have to be in a row, your bill goes from $50 a month to $45 a month. Then if you pay another 6 months on time, it goes, and every month you pay on time, you get a token. So after a certain amount of time, then it drops to 40. Then it goes all the way down to 35 over time. So eventually, you could be paying $35 a month for unlimited phone access with a phone you own that can be insured. That is a good deal. And if you want Android service, yeah, you're going to pay a couple $100 almost for the phone, maybe $179 for the phone, but you've got an Android device on a service that's only $50 a month. That's not a bad deal. If I would have done that with Sprint, I wouldn't be, being sued right now because I'm disputing the amount of my T-Mobile bill. I should say, it was T-Mobile. It's $1,200 for 1 month, and I just said forget it. So yeah, I'm fighting it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I remember. I had forgotten that we were talking about unlimited plans here because when they first announced that shrinkage feature in their billing service, I was thinking, okay, so you pay the $50, you don't use this amount of service, and the next month they kind of roll it back to you. But it's like you said, I wasn't thinking it's still unlimited.
Unlimited should mean unlimited.
Yeah, so it's consistent. So it has nothing to do with how much you use a service or how little you use a service. It just, I guess, it's a consistency of being a customer.
Well, let's give you a chance to listen to our interview with Andre Smith from Boost Mobile. As consumers, we're always looking at ways to save money, and there's many ways to do that. And there are many ways to not get locked into a long-term contract when it comes to your cell phones, and there are ways to save money with it as well. And on the line with us is Andre Smith, who is Vice President for Boost Mobile Products, to tell us a little bit about it. Andre, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Well, Andy, thank you for having us.
We're really excited about what Boost has to offer for the consumer. We've been hearing quite a bit about Boost. Can you kind of give us a little background about the company?
Sure. Well, Boost Mobile, we've got a great offer that we offer our consumers. That's for $50. You can pay for, in a no-contract space, unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited web with no hidden fees. So it was launched back in the early part of 2009, and the timing couldn't have been better as more and more consumers were working to rationalize their monthly expense. And quite frankly, we're just getting tired of being surprised every month when they opened up their phone bill with overage charges and whatnot. So we decided to take a leadership position and come out with a $50 plan with everything. We think $50 is a nice natural price point. And then we continue to evolve and continue to build on that leadership position with just last year in Q3, we launched a plan called Shrinkage, an industry first, where the longer you stay, the less you pay. We actually reward our customers for paying simply by paying on time by reducing their MRC or their monthly bill from $50 all the way down to $35 in a short amount of time frame of 18 months. So less than a 2-year contract, and we don't require contracts. We just want to take care of our good base of customers.
Well, now, who would you say that the Boost product is geared at?
Yeah, I think it's geared for anybody who is looking for value and predictability with their monthly plan. And also, again, our also customers who would benefit from a nationwide network. So our product, Boost Mobile, is a brand under Sprint. So we offer nationwide network coverage on Sprint's nationwide network, all with no contract, and for $50 a month. And I think it caters to customers who are really looking for value, as well as, part of our portfolio from a device standpoint. We have our push-to-talk product, which is something that, I know that, we've got a very loyal base out there of walkie-talkie users. And we also have we also offer Android devices.
Wow.
And BlackBerry devices. So customers who are looking for an uncompromised device selection on a plan that is very predictable and drives tremendous value at $50 a month with no contract on a nationwide Sprint network.
I think that's the key word there, is the predictability of it, because how many times have consumers in the past, I mean, let's face it, this technology has been around a while, but how many times have they opened up a bill and seen that enormous overcharge, $700, $800? They're not going to experience that with the Boost product.
That's correct. It's $50 all in, and we are seeing a nice evolution in the no-contract space. And I'll use the word no contract really on purpose as compared to prepaid, but it is an area of growth within the wireless industry. And it's starting to evolve really into 3 distinct areas within the no contract area. You've got the traditional pay by the minute, and you've got what we would call a capped monthly plans, where you can get a monthly plan, but you have limited number of voice minutes. And then you have the full monthly unlimited. And Boost plays in the full monthly unlimited. We play in the worry-free environment. And again, as I mentioned, with the shrinkage component, the longer you stay, the less you pay.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Andre. If I have a relative that lives in New York or Connecticut and I want to call them a lot, I want to call them every day, and maybe I talk to them for 10, 15 minutes at a time, I'm not going to see an over $50 charge if I elect to take this?
That's correct. No overage. It's as simple as that. $50, and in fact, even as I mentioned, it's not just the $50 for all you can eat unlimited talk, text, and web. It also is a plan that rewards loyalty.
What's the time period for it to drop that $5 incremental?
That's a great question, Andy. And so what we have is a part of our shrinkage plan is when you come on, every time you make an on-time payment, which effectively just means you pay by your monthly anniversary date and keep service, every time you do that, we give you a token, if you will. And when you accrue 6 tokens, we move your MRC automatically down by $5, all the way until we hit a floor of $35. Now, the tokens don't have to be consecutive. You don't have to make 6 on-time payments. So if you make 2 on time and you miss the 3rd, you don't go back to 0. You keep those 2 in your wallet, if you will, until you get 6.
You're really winning over the consumer, I would think, with this.
Yeah, it has been. We launched this last year, and in April was the first month that we had our first set of customers reach that 6-month milestone, and it was something that internally we celebrated because we were very excited. Within the no contract space, you'll find that carriers such as Boost, we have to work a little bit harder because our customers can, quite frankly, leave at any time. So it's on us to ensure that we're driving loyalty in a space where there is no contract.
Now, you mentioned a little bit about the Sprint network, and that's kind of like the backbone for Boost Mobile. But when you think about this, though, and I'm sure this is a question that consumers will ask, what about coverage areas? Is that coverage area limited? Are we seeing this only in major metropolitan cities? Or can pretty much anybody anywhere within that network be able to use this device?
Well, our coverage network, powered by the nationwide Sprint network, reaches more than 277 million people. So we across the U.S. So we feel very comfortable that the network is robust. In fact, I would tell you this, that with Boost Mobile, we actually have, according to a third party, fewer drop calls than T-Mobile.
That's not hard to believe.
Yeah, that's but it is amazing to believe that compared to T-Mobile, a T-Mobile customer could cut their bill relatively in half. For $50 all in, you can get a better network experience and save money and have a plan that actually shrinks. And another thing that I would kind of call out about our service, and we're very happy. We were provided an award by J.D. Power. Now, J.D. Power is known industry-wide for being able to call out the best of the best. And Boost Mobile won for overall customer satisfaction in the no-contract space, for 2011. So this was a huge achievement for us, and I think it also, and it's not just for network coverage or device or plan, it's overall customer satisfaction. So we believe that with J.D. Powers, they are very much an authority in the matter of brands that treat their customers right. Mm-hmm. So we believe that this is just another proof point of what we're looking to sell within the marketplace.
Well, I guess one of the questions you're going to also get asked, Andre, is about the actual handsets themselves while they're using Boost Mobile.
Not only do you get the predictability of $50 and kind of the worry-free environment of unlimited talk, text, and web, but you also get great devices for a great price. So we just launched our Android device. So it's the Samsung Galaxy. Now, Samsung is a great name, and the Galaxy line of handsets it is known throughout as kind of their, call it their Cadillac version. So we've got a device called the Galaxy Prevail on Samsung, which you can pick up for $179.
That's a great phone too.
That's it's a phone that we're very, very excited about. It's done very well. It's sold out on our BoostMobile.com website when we first launched it in 4 hours.
In 4 hours, wow.
In 4 hours, yeah. So we're very excited about that device as an Android. We've got BlackBerry as well. We have a BlackBerry 8530 Curve, which is currently selling for $179. So we're not talking a lot of out-of-pocket to get a great device marrying with a great plan that provides that predictability that you need as a user or as a parent who wants to get it for their kid.
Absolutely. Now, in the past, we may have thought about that buy-in on the phone as being pricey, and actually, we are finding that you want all these features of an Android phone. You can have these, but you also have another handset that was just introduced, the Samsung Factor, which also changes the game for a lot of people who really want to get into a no contract type of situation.
That's right. In Samsung Factor, that one really shows the breadth of our lineup because within Boost, it's important that we have the Androids and the BlackBerries of the world, but it's also important that we satisfy folks that don't need all the features, but are looking for good value. So we have a flip phone that's Samsung, another good continuing with a good brand name that we have with our partners. And this device, it has Bluetooth, it has camera. It has access to wireless web, and it retails for $49.99.
Wow. So they can buy into it, $49.99. They get their first month, $50. They stick with that, get the 6 tokens, drops to $45. They're saving money over the year.
That's exactly right. I mean, if you look, and I think customers are really looking at this as a total cost of ownership. So if you think about how much you pay your contract provider each month, you may be getting a free device out of the gate, but you start adding up all that you could save, and you compare that to what you could get by going with Boost, it is a matter of savings, and it's savings that, quite frankly, it has a comma in it on an annual basis.
Yeah, unlimited text, unlimited voice, and that's what the kids are doing a lot now, is the texting more than anything, and that's also one of the things that I think consumers are finding out can be the most taxing on networks that don't have this kind of plan. This is what they're gonna see as increases on their bills.
And it's not just, Andy, just the domestic calling. We also Boost offers international calling for as low as $5 a month, unlimited. And so what we have is, if you have the $50 plan, you can get an add-on called International Connect that offers for $5 a month unlimited calling and texting, unlimited calling to landlines to over 150 cities in Mexico and Canada. And if you paid $10 a month instead of the $5, with these International Connect Plus, which is the $10 option, you can call to landlines in more than 35 countries, including Brazil, Dominican Republic, Argentina, and Colombia.
Wow.
So that's our $10 option for unlimited landline calling, and then we've got a $5 option. So for $55, you could have unlimited domestic calling as well as unlimited international calling to 150 cities in Mexico and Canada.
Well, for those that purchase phones and are maybe a little clumsy, like my daughters, can Boost Mobile customers actually purchase handset insurance?
They can get handset insurance. Boost offers for $5 as another add-on for $5 a month. Customers' devices are covered if they break, if they're lost, or if they're stolen, or if they're damaged, even if they're damaged by liquid. So the folks out in Arizona, to the degree that you're out there by the swimming pool and you drop your phone in your water, no worries. No worries.
Very good. And also, do those users have access to voicemail to retrieve calls that maybe they missed? Do they still have access to a service that will give them that?
Voicemail and all those items come standard. And if you have to replace your device, Andy, another good thing to know is that all of the tokens that you've accrued with the shrinkage plan that we spoke about earlier, that stays with the account, not necessarily with the phone. So if you have to replace your phone, or if you decide at some point you want a handset upgrade and you're already at that $45 threshold, you keep accruing those tokens and you keep that plan. So so we try to ensure that we at the end of the day, Andy, what we want is our base of customers. We want to drive loyalty in a space where they don't require a contract. And we want that base of customers to really say, you know what, Boost has our back. And then for new customers or prospects, people who are interested, people who are, they've heard about no contract, but they want to investigate more. We want them to say, why wouldn't you choose Boost? You can save money. You're with a carrier that, by J.D. Power standards, is the 2011 overall customer satisfaction leader. You're on a network that's powered by the Sprint nationwide network. You've got great devices like Android, BlackBerry, on the high end, and entry-level phones on the low end, so very affordable devices. And you've got a great plan that starts at $50 for unlimited talk, unlimited text, unlimited web, and it shrinks over time.
Great. Well, if our listeners would like to get more information, where do they need to go?
Well, they could always go to our website at boostmobile.com, or they can come and visit us. We're in most major national retailers, so the Best Buy, Target, Walmart, we're in all of those. We also have Boost exclusive doors, Boost branded doors in most of our local communities. So, between our local community, Boost branded doors, and national retailers, or on .com, those are all ways in which you can come and learn more about our company.
Well, I'll tell you what, Andre, this is a wonderful and phenomenal idea for the dad that's trying to save money, or the company that's trying to save money. You want to thank you for coming on the show and talking to us. And, feel free to give this to your marketing department. But, I could sum this up by saying it makes sense to save more than cents with Boost Mobile.
Wow. You're going to get royalties on that one, Andy.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great time and try to stay cool.
Thank you, Andre. You take it easy. There you go. That is talking about a little bit about Boost Mobile. I don't know, Slick. I think it makes sense to save cents. It's a pretty good little catchphrase right there.
You better trademark that. You know, as soon as you got off the phone, he picked his phone, called someone. I got a great phrase.
I don't know. I really think that's a great way to go. I like having, traditional account like Verizon or Sprint, and all the companies that are out there are great. I like it when they're unlimited, but when you're on a tight budget or you're giving this to a kid or a coworker, I sometimes think that if you're not doing their unlimited plan, this is probably the safest way to go.
Yeah, and they got a lot more phones than I'm used. See, I remember way back when I first started with Boost, back in the day, we only had like 3, 4, 5 different models of phones.
Yeah.
Back then, way back in the olden days.
I think you're right.
Now on their website, I'm looking. I can't even count how many they got. Let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 100. No, not 100, but yeah, they got a. But and they've even gone with the BlackBerry Curve. BlackBerry Curve, and they got some really cool models here. Touch screens.
We're showing the picture of the Factor for under $50 though. I mean this. I was worried because we did end up getting a Sprint phone, and this is the one that's unbreakable.
As consumers,
and it works really good. And I let my daughter Scarlett take that. I thought she was going to be bored to tears with it because it's not like an Android device. It's fine. It's one of those things. If they use it for a while, they get used to it. That becomes the phone they use, and they're happy with it. I think we spoil our kids by giving them phones with all these different features. We should have the features.
I'm still cruel though. I give them the basic one that just has just a pad, just no extras.
Tin can and a string. That's when you get to that point. I don't know. You know what? I had taken out the Palm TX. We talked about this. And I took this out and, fired that up, charged it up, was trying to get a Wi-Fi connection on the WAP, actually it was WPA2. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do an update. The software was pretty meek when it came to what was available. And I thought, well, I really wanted to use this to, track my contacts and everything. Then I thought, wait a minute. I've got an iPod. I'll just use that. An actual iPod Touch. It just makes sense. So I think the days of the TX are probably gone. Because seriously,
no, they're not. No, they're not.
You still use yours,
and the Life Drive.
Now, but can you connect to WPA2 hotspots?
Probably not WPA2. I haven't tried to connect in a while because, just to be honest, I just really haven't needed to. I used to use it a lot for Wi-Fi. I really sit back, kick back, watch TV, and check things on it. But after a while, I'm like, I haven't used Wi-Fi on this in a very long time. I'm still using the calendar and the alarms, though. It goes off constantly to remind me to do things, do this, schedule birthday. I still use it for that. I love it.
It was funny because when I charged mine, it had been completely dead. I hadn't used it in over 2 years, I think. And when I charged it up, all of a sudden, all these... it's funny, though, because it remembered that. Because all the contacts, all the birthdays, anniversaries, everything started coming up again.
It don't forget, you do.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so I don't know. It was kind of neat to see. But I saw a lot of old phone numbers in there that obviously have changed. And but it was kind of fun to go through it. Notes that I had made on it. But
yeah, I'm still needing to. My intent is to get, and I haven't synced in a long time, but I try to do it to make sure that I still have dates and information. As long as I can access the Palm desktop, I think I'm going to be okay because I can always copy and paste out of that into something else.
That was my question. It was going to be: do you use the Palm desktop or do you integrate it with Outlook?
No, I don't. There was a time where I did integrate it with Outlook, but then there was always one little thing that just didn't work right, and I was like, forget it. I'll just stick with the Palm desktop. I don't feel the need to hook it into Outlook. I just don't. I still use Outlook, but then again, I'm still using Outlook 2003.
Now, is Palm still selling, or HPA now, I guess? Are they still selling the TX, or is it pretty much? I don't think I've ever been somewhere where I've seen a PDA for sale.
Yeah. I think PDAs still do exist because and it's been a while, but the last time I checked, intentionally checked for PDAs, I think Hewlett-Packard actually have made PDAs. I believe they still ran on what some would look like the Windows or the whatever they used to call it, the Windows operating system. And there were only really 2 or 3 models that existed, and these models, to be honest, were intended for business, purely intended for business. But I'm glad that they still existed because I like PDAs. Even in today's tablet, I like tablets, but the tablet for me is still not a PDA. It's just still I'm looking for the 4 basic functions: contacts, calendar, tasks, which is sometimes it depends on the task software, the application depends on whether or not I even use it at all, and notes, where I can just make notes and sync notes back and forth, and that's not easy to do. It's just unless you own an Apple computer and an Apple iPhone, iPod, or iPad, then everything syncs and works wonderfully.
Otherwise,
yeah, for Windows, something doesn't work, or you're gonna have to go through a third party, like you're gonna have to use a Google service to sync everything via Wi-Fi, or there's a workaround.
Right. Oh boy, I don't know. But then, what do you do with it? Do you sell it? I was going to put mine on Would you, if you had an iPod, or say you got an iPod or an iPad, would you sell the TX then, or would you just keep it?
I would just keep it.
Now, is that a hoarding thing, or is it just?
That's probably what it would be. Now, and I hate to admit this, but I have been, and it kind of hurt because the devices still work. I had a lot of old Palm units and Sony units that were PDAs and such, that it got to the point to where they work. They work perfectly. I keep my equipment. I try to take care of my stuff, so everything worked. Nothing was broken.
Right.
And I had to toss them.
That's different. Yeah. Well, you have to, if they're broken, you toss them, right?
Yeah, but these weren't broken. But
what?
I wasn't using them, and nobody. I couldn't give them to anybody else. So
yeah,
I toss them.
I don't toss stuff. Like, I'll give it if I know somebody's going to use it. But for example, remember the cast grabber? What did the company? I don't know if the company's still around or whatever. And you weren't able to grab any casts from it, so I said, no, I'll put it in the. It's sitting up there on the shelf, but I don't use it. But the company didn't want it back, and it was like, well, what do we do with it?
Yeah. No, and if I could have held on to it, I probably would have. But there have been some things going on to where I've got to get back down to like 2 bags ready to jump on an airplane. So, just even toys and little things like the little 8-ball, the magic 8-ball. I got it, things like that. I got to toss them. They got to go.
Wait, you actually got one of those?
I used to, when I was doing a morning show over at Clear Channel Tucson.
Right.
I don't know. I had some money in my pocket. I was in a toy store. They had a killer sale on them.
Yeah.
So I just bought up like the whole lot of them. Some of them I gave as like presents to some of the staff there. I was just like, here, have an 8-ball.
Yeah.
The rest of them I kept in my own personal prize bin that had a lock on it, so that if I didn't have anything to give away, I gave away an 8-ball.
You got to be careful where you say that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I remember we had a character on our morning show. It was Swami, and Swami would come in and he would do the reading, and people would call in and ask a question, and then Swami would say, "Well, signs point to yes." It actually took a while before people realized he was just playing with the 8-ball.
It's a great bit. Actually, that's the same bit. People call me up. I have no idea. Let me consult the 8-ball.
You must have been on You must have been on Bitboard. I think we posted that up there.
But I still kept a few. But I've always just kept one out of sentimental value. But that's going to have to go. My G.I. Joe toy that I got direct from Hasbro.
Right.
That's going to have to go. I just kept that for sentimental reasons because they sent me one.
Right. So
I got a 45 of Pink Floyd's "Brick in the Wall." It's a white 45 that may have to go. Yeah, I know.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on, or is it we'll find out eventually?
Oh, it's just living status.
All right.
Probably have to find another place.
Oh, ouch. All right. Well, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Off the air.
Oh, sure we will.
All right. One of the other things that you took a look at, and we already talked about Mother's Day, but you had written a post on. I thought it was actually pretty cool about some of the new products from Chic Buds. What do you think about Chic Buds as a company? I mean, they're putting out some products that a lot of the kids, specifically the girls, which is a huge market, really like.
Mm-hmm. The Chic Buds were if you go to our blog.techtalkradio.com, you'll see and scroll down. I think it's in April because the post was aimed at the upcoming Mother's Day, so people could have some ideas of what to get, for the woman in their life for Mother's Day.
Right.
And they had a couple ideas. One of them was headphones, folding headphones, and the other was an in-ear Bluetooth dongle that you can use with a telephone and stuff like that. Now, the headphones themselves, I mean, they're really nice. I come to feel later that the audio quality of the headphones, not that great, but then again, they're really, for models like that, for fold-up portable models, they're not really always going to be that great. I mean, unless you really spend some money for them. So the price was probably right. And these particular headphones, when you put them on, they did block out a lot of external noise. So if you're just looking for something to block out external noise, to use, going back and forth to work or something, walking up down the hallway at work, listening to MP3 player at your desk, at the job or whatever, it's probably a good purchase.
And their stuff's not that expensive, is it?
No, and the headphones were. Off the top of my head, I think the headset, which I'm still trying to pull up here on my screen, they were like about $30, as I remember.
Wow, not bad at
all.
all.
So the price was right on that.
Right.
The Bluetooth earpiece was a bit of a surprise, and a nice surprise. They don't manufacture. Chic Buds does not manufacture these items, and I think I know who the manufacturer is of the Bluetooth earpiece.
Right.
But I don't want to say it and then be wrong because I couldn't actually verify it. But the quality of it for my purposes that I was using it for, because I don't have a cell phone, I was very surprised. I used it to connect via Bluetooth to my computer and use it as, just a wireless headset or wireless earpiece, if you will. And I have tried that connectivity with other earpieces and headsets from other manufacturers, and the earpieces and the headsets are designed to be paired with a cell phone or a wireless telephone. Right. This particular earpiece worked where the other headsets and earpieces did not. Oh. And it was consistently, it connected and receiving and transmitting was fine. To my surprise, I was shocked.
Nice.
Because I've had some others, like I said, they work and then they stop working. I'm like, well, all right, they wasn't intended for the computer anyway.
I hate that when you have something and it works right out of the box for like 2 months and then boom, stops. It's like what did that? Or when a cable comes apart, or and again, that's just either you're too aggressive with it or it's cheap manufacturing.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything physical. I have to chalk it up to this because this is the phrasing I used to use when I worked for Microsoft. It wasn't intended to work that way.
Right.
They said cell phones. They didn't say computers. But I'm still thinking Bluetooth is Bluetooth. But
we had a device that we looked at years ago, and it was these Bluetooth wireless headsets, stereo headsets. And I wish I could remember the name. I think it was from BlueX, Gold Lantern, and the watch that you could store MP3s on and stream to the headsets was okay. It was all right. You'd make the connection. It was all done visually through lights. It was all right. Like if you were jogging and moving fast, because yes, believe it or not, I did at one time do that. You'd get a lot of static. The signal would break up because you're a lot of movement in your hand. Well, we went ahead and I went ahead and tried pairing my iPod to the headset, and it was like the best thing. It was great. You could run, you could work out, you could walk down the street, and the signal was strong. It was clear. It was really a good connection. I think maybe the iPod had a better transmitter as well for the Bluetooth to the wireless headphones, but phenomenal, really great. But over time, I think the battery wore out on the recharging of the headset, and we lost that. But still a phenomenal product. So it's amazing how one product will be great, then you try it using it with something else, and it'll be even better, or maybe it wouldn't even work for that intended purpose.
Yeah. Speaking of audio devices,
yeah,
here's something that I'm working on. It's taking longer than I expected, but it's kind of a neat, weird thing.
You sound like me now.
Yeah, this is, well, how do I explain this? I'm going to make a long story short, but it's like something that came out of left field. I'm a musician, used to be a musician, however you want to phrase that. I mean, I do when I was in school. Until I began my radio career, I was always in the bands. I played all the instruments, I sang in all the choruses, performed in all the theater groups and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So a company called Win that I used to play guitar. So they sent to me.
Uh-oh.
The name of the company, if you want to check out the website, is jamminpro.net.
All right.
JAMMINPRO.net.
Okay.
They sent to me the Jammin Pro USB Acoustic 505. It is an acoustic guitar.
Wow,
that
really?
has in it, huh?
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And it has electronics built in it. It has an equalizer, a five-band equalizer, so I can modify the tone on the top. It has a digital tuner, which was a little tricky at first because I tried to tune by the digital tuner and then realized, I hadn't played guitar in a long time because the display on the tuner was saying it's in tune, and I'm going, not really. Well, it was in tune, about an octave lower than it should be, so I had to first tune it by ear and then use the digital tuner to bring it to line it perfectly.
Oh my God.
So I was like, E, and I'm going, that's not an E, and then so I tuned it up E to the next, and then it was on the proper E. So, I want to
look at this. What's the website address again? I couldn't get it.
Yeah, jamminpro.net. JAMMINPRO.net.
Pro.net. Because I remember going. That's not coming up. JAMMINPRO.net. Let me try the www. It wanted me to do the www.jamminpro.net.
Oh, you know what? I do have that in my notes. I usually go straight to just the, right. Bad request.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to do the www. You're right.
That's kind of cool. So now you can play this and it will record it so you don't have to have a mic attached to it, and it records it directly out of it. Right?
Yeah, on the bottom of it, it has an XLR out and a USB out.
Ooh.
And it connects, it connected to the computer. It worked fine. It does XLR out. Oh, it's got three. I apologize. So you have your XLR out. You do have a 1/4-inch jack out, a standard phone jack out as well.
Right.
And you have the USB out, and they give you a 5-foot-long USB cord. I used it with Vista. Worked fine. It's a little tricky. There's a 9-volt battery, though, that also goes in the bottom of the guitar. So if you're going to use the electronics, you're probably going to need to put in the 9-volt battery. Because I just tried just the USB out with no battery. It didn't work. I had to put the battery in, then it did work. Same with the tuner. The tuner requires the 9-volt battery so you can, the display will light up and you can, tune it up.
Does it help you if you don't know how to play the guitar? I mean, can it help you and teach you how to play it? Or is it really for somebody who knows?
I think it can, but the thing I would recommend is that depending on your environment, because like I said, they sent me the acoustic guitar. I was kind of hoping they were going to send me the electric guitar. So if you have an acoustic guitar, it's going to play out. So if people are trying to sleep and you're trying to play a guitar, it could be a little bit of a problem. If you have an electric guitar, it's meant to be amplified, so you don't have to necessarily worry about it being too loud. You can go in the bathroom and play it, and people in the next room probably won't be able to hear you. Yeah, one of those deals.
But now, what's the recording software like that comes with it? Is it pretty cool?
The recording software, pretty basic. I installed it and fired it up. Haven't used it much, to be honest with you, because I was still focusing on the guitar itself for quite a while. But yeah, you get if you want to go to their website, the manufacturer of the software is Magix, MAGIX.
Oh, very familiar with them. Yeah, I'm very familiar with them. Yeah.
Now, the software you get is Magix Music Maker SE, which I don't believe I found anywhere on the Magix website. But if you go to the Magix website and go look at their least expensive software, I've made some links here for some URLs, for some web pages.
Cool.
That's probably what you'll get. So you'll probably get the music recording software that they have up there that's been, some of the extra features have been taken out, so it's just basic.
This is pretty neat. I do like it. I'm checking out the connection to the they're using a laptop in this, and it looks like it looks really cool. I'm pretty impressed.
And talk about plug and play. I mean, because once I put the 9-volt battery in the guitar and plugged it in the computer, ready to go. You know, if I wanted to use a sound recorder off of Windows, I could use it.
And obviously, you could just disconnect, and you just want to carry the guitar around and play a quick tune. You could do that too.
Yep.
Wow, that's very cool. What a neat idea too. Now, this company, is this all they make? This type of device, or they make stuff that's kind of tied with electronics and music?
Well, they make some other stuff because they shipped out another unit to me. Not another guitar, but another unit, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just send this to you." And I go, "But I still hang on." Whoa! It's like, I appreciate them clearing out the storage room for me and everything, clearing out the warehouse. But it was like they were just like, "And here, this is on its way." And I go, "Oh, wait, whoa!" So I've got another unit, which I don't know if we're going to be able to find it real quick on their website. But this unit that they sent me is meant to be paired with an iPod or even an iPhone.
Right.
iPod, an iPhone. You slip it in there, and you can plug in microphones and guitars at the sides of it, and it's got some EQ on it, equalization. It probably also has some like maybe a little fuzz box built into it. I think this also runs off of a 9-volt battery, as well as it has I think it's a 9-volt external, DC plug for it. You don't get the adapter, but you get the plug. So if you want to run it off of AC, you have to buy your own adapter. But this will allow you to, I'm trying to remember if it'll allow you to record what you're doing right into this little red box. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's see, products. See if I can quickly, there it is, guitar effects. Okay.
Oh.
It is the IGX guitar effects. It is an iPod player recorder.
Ooh.
So yeah, they just set that right out. They were like, "Oh, we sent you the guitar. We'll send you this too."
That is cool. I like this. Well, and I like their recorder. I like all of this stuff is really cool. It's a neat company. I had not really heard of them before.
I hadn't either. I had stumbled across them, and because I think everything was like in Japan, and I said, "Oh, well, when is it going to be available in the United States?" And next thing I know, there's a huge box here for you. I go, "Really?"
Wow. Yeah, to see if you can get the B20 Pro. I'd like to hear how that sounds.
What is that?
This is their It's their studio microphone, and it's a actual studio condenser microphone with a large diaphragm. Comes with the looks like it actually comes with the harness.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see how that sounds. Even the case that it comes in, that's pretty neat.
All right, I'll check into that. Yeah, because I was hoping for the FX. Something that was telling me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I thought people might be more interested in the FX guitar, which is the electric guitar, as opposed to the acoustic. I'm not saying the acoustic bad. I'm just saying I assumed our audience would be more interested in the electric than the acoustic. For those that are into music, but if you think about it, really, the acoustic's going to have more benefits because you're going to be able to play it wherever you want. That's the thing. And if you want that capability to plug in and record, you have that capability. So I think it has kind of a dual purpose. So that's pretty neat. I can't see the price on some of this stuff, but it looks it looks pretty cool. That was something I spoke to him about because I wanted to tell everybody about the price of the acoustic guitar, and I clicked through their website and I couldn't find the price, so I did get a response from them. Let me see if I can find what the response was. I don't have it in front of me. I think their response was, as I remember, their response was purchase it through one of their retailers, their associated retailers, rather than purchase it from their website is their request. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they're working on it, support the retailer. They might put what a suggested retail price is, and then they give it to the retailer, and then the retailer decides what kind of markup they want to do on the product, or if they want to sell it for that price to get customers in the store. Maybe to look at some of the other things as well. That's right. So if you click, if you're on their website, if you're on the JamminPro.net website and you want to buy a product and you click on buy now and it doesn't work, try to find an associated retailer for them because they did make that request. Like I said, maybe there's something they were still working on the site or something. Yeah, that could be it too. Wow, that's pretty neat stuff. I like that. I like anytime you could turn, technology and kind of combine it with some stuff, and it gives it more use. Again, that's something the kids are going to like because they're going to be able to record songs and then share them with their friends.
which
Yeah, and I highly recommend getting kids into music at an early age, as early as possible, even if it's not a path they're going to choose,
Right.
permanently for a career or whatever. I think just music, learning to play an instrument, even from an elementary standpoint, it enhances a person's life just in general. Just in general,
yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. I wanted to mention this week that our buddies over at Steel Series have announced a couple of new products. I don't know if you saw this announcement, but they've got the 5H V2 Medal of Honor edition. And, it's pretty cool. They struck a deal with, the folks who put out Medal of Honor. And they've got all kinds of branded keyboard. They got a branded mouse pad. And, I mean, they just put out some really fine, great-looking products. It was funny because there was a picture posted on the KGVY website, or I think the Facebook page, of Gloria and me when we shot a video for the Animal League of Green Valley for KGVY. And I was wearing, and when I go out, I take the Steel Series headsets that the gang over there had given us, and I use the white ones. I call them the Stormtrooper sets. And it was kind of cool because I posted that picture, or actually they posted the picture on their website, so I went ahead and posted the picture on my Facebook. And one of the comments came from Bruce Haver, who said, "Nice looking headsets." I said, "Well, yeah, they're yours."
I think somehow I stumbled across that.
Yeah.
Somehow. Bruce Harper's saying that too.
It was pretty funny. Well, they've put out the new Medal of Honor edition headsets, and now they're going to send us the ones for the Xbox 360, which are great, and the ones for the PC. Now, the Xbox 360 actually has a connector on it that you plug into the Xbox 360, into the port, and then you get all the audio in the headset and the microphone for communicating with your friends while you're playing an online multiplayer game, which is pretty cool. And then the regular PC headsets as well. These headsets are from SteelSeries. I would say that these are studio headsets. But we have other headsets that have, like the ones you're wearing, that actually have, the boom that comes down, either extends or you can snap it on. Those are really good.
Yeah, I've had the conversation with some people this week. They were asking about the headsets that we wear in the SteelSeries headsets. The Siberia that you wear, I also highly recommend. I think they're of studio quality personally. I mean, they're open.
Oh, yeah.
They get deep bass. They're clean. I've been wearing mine just as much as you here lately. I mean, when I'm doing, like we're doing the webcast, I don't wear them. But, I mean, just listening to stuff for quality. Actually, I had to record some audio for Avast last night. I had to record some lines for Avast, the antivirus software company.
Yeah.
And I use those headsets to monitor the playback to make sure, and do the editing of the lines. So I've recommended those. People are asking me, what headset should I get? And I go, get the Siberias. Andy loves them. I wear them. These, there's something in the, get out of here. There's a little bug flying around and probably all of a sudden attacking me while I'm talking. It's my show.
It's Vincent Price, who turned 100 yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah, well, he wasn't celebrating, but yeah, he's 100.
Oh,
yeah.
But I'm wearing the Siberia V2s that have they're supposed to be closed. But I think they feel open to me, but they're designed as a closed headset.
Right.
And they have the microphone that extends here on the side, which is great. I mean, and the suspension headsets, like we both got, the suspension band on the top, very comfortable. As a test, when these first came in, just like the Siberia that you're wearing, I put them on just to see how long I could wear them without needing to or wanting to take them off.
Right.
Went a whole day.
Oh, yeah. They're very comfortable. I mean, other than the sweat that gets out here because of the garage, with the studio that we're in, other than that, that's what we have to deal with.
Well, good. So the new ones are coming. So that's coming.
So I'll get a chance to check that out, and I'll take a look at the Xbox 360 version since I've got one of those, and you want to take a look at the PC version, that'll be fine too. Because I think you looked at the last pair as well.
Yeah, I've tried. I think I've tried everything they've had that they were willing to allow us to check out.
Yeah.
So I've tried the 5H, the 3H, the 7H. I'm looking at, except for the things like you said that have to do with the Xbox, since I don't have one, and an iPod Notepad because I don't have that. You got the iPod Touch.
Right.
What's the other? I'm looking through their line of headsets here. Oh, the in-ears, because you're more of a fan of the in-ears than I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not anti in-ears. It's just that, they only send one pair, and it's not like I'm going to put them in my ears and go, all right, here, Andy, you try them.
Well, I'll tell you what. Have you heard of the Fascinate from Verizon? I work with a guy who I'm heading a project that he's involved with, a television project, and we're right now we're in the planning stages for putting together a sizzle reel for a pilot. This is separate than the free ride show that I was doing.
Sizzle reel, is this a term, an industry term?
Yeah, industry term. Sizzle reel. What it does is you give it to somebody who may be interested in buying the show. So we take it to, we take it to TLC, we take it to HGTV, and we say, here's our sizzle reel. We'd like to know if you're interested in buying it. We actually give it to a manager who will then shop it for us. And that basically takes the idea, the concept, and cuts it down to about anywhere from 6 to 15 minutes, depending on what the show's going to be about. So he came up with this idea, talked to me about it. I said, yeah, I can produce it for you. So that's where we're going towards. Although he scared me the other day. He is one of those guys. He's a millionaire, and he's under 30 years of age. And he's one of those guys that when he wants to talk to me, he wants to be able to pick up the phone and have me there. Right? As I told him the other day, I said, I don't think you pay me enough for me to be on call 24/7. He says, well, I need to be able to reach you, and I can't reach you. He comes up with ideas all the time. Very smart guy. So his idea was he's going to give me a phone, because I don't really have my own cell phone. I really don't. Right. I mean, I had to let the Sprint service, I'm paying Sprint, but I owe them some money, so I had to let it go for a little while till I can get back on track. So his idea was just give me a phone. And he wants to give me the it's with Verizon, and it's called the Fascinate. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of this phone. So I don't know anything about this phone. He goes, oh, I've got it. I've got like 7 or 8 of these things, and they all have service on them. Like I told you, the guy's young, and so I don't know too much about the phone. So I'm thinking, oh, I might have a phone again, but I'm wondering, gosh, why can't he just get me an iPhone? I figure beggars can be choosers, right?
You can beg all you want. You better answer that phone. That's the trick. Because that's the same thing when I worked for Clear Channel. They gave me a phone. I'm like, because that's the leash. The phone, when they give you a company phone that they're paying for and they give it to you for free, that's the leash, Bubba.
See, that's
leash.
That's my worry. Exactly. That's my worry. All right, we're going to do a couple of unboxings on the show today. And the first unboxing comes from something that just came in, Slick. See this? What do you think it is? What do you think it is in this very little box? For today's first unboxing.
Round, baby, spin it round like a record, baby, round. Oh, cell phone.
You think it's a cell phone, right?
I would.
This is from my friends at J&D Foods. It's non-tech, but I want to show it to you.
Wait a minute. Are these the same J&D Foods that I may have mentioned to you?
It might be. I think it is. Years ago, and I've interviewed them before, and then they sent me an email, and I responded. And here we go. For the person that really loves the taste of bacon.
That's them. That's them.
Here it is. The new ketchup salt.
That's the one I don't have.
They make products that have a distinct flavor in it, and this is ketchup salt. So what we're going to do right here, now Slick, if you were in the building here with us, I'd have you taste this with me. I'm going to open it up. Now, J&D Foods makes all kinds of unique food products for those that like the simple taste. So we'll go ahead. I will... Wow. Gloria, come here. Come here. She's always wants to complain. All right. I just want to get your opinion. Here we go. Let me go full screen here. You got to tell me if you think this tastes like ketchup. Come on. Put your finger in there. I'll taste it. It does, doesn't it?
Wait.
It's actually really good. So if you don't like
I believe you.
If you don't like ketchup,
Tastes like ketchup.
It does. So if you don't like ketchup, but you like the taste of ketchup,
Does it have it in mustard?
Here it is. It's ketchup salt. There you go. All right, next. Oh, that's really good. All right, you ready for the next one, Slick?
Yeah, what'd you get?
Bacon rub.
I don't know if I have that or not.
This is kind of cool. This is all natural bacon flavored rub from the makers of Bacon Salt. You rub meats, pork tenderloin, chicken, steak with this, and it gives you the flavor of a bacon rub. Oh, this is really kind of cool. All right. Oh, my God. The smell is just... this is really good. Let me try. And... Wow. That's really
Like
good.
Potato chips.
It's good. It tastes like something you put on a good potato chip. And then, what is this?
Bacon
Oh my God! You ready for this one?
Mm.
Let the camera focus on it if it will. Bacon lip balm.
I got it. I got 2 tubes of those.
How is
Our
it?
boy Justin over there sent me a box of stuff, and it was 2 tubes of the lip balm.
Is it good?
I haven't tried it yet.
And the
I've been
tagline:
scared.
everything should taste like bacon. All right,
I've
hold
been
on here.
scared. Let Gloria do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. you like bacon, right, hon?
Oh, I love bacon.
All right.
But I don't want to eat my lips.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Put this on and then go inside and see Fluffy.
She'll bite me.
There you go. Bacon lip balm. That's not a good endorsement, babe. All right, now taste your lips.
It's like having breakfast on your lips.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
you can take it with you all day.
That really tastes like bacon.
Yeah.
Smells like bacon too. I'd have flies on me.
That's really bizarre, but it is. It's just like bacon.
Yeah, 'cause they sent 2 boxes of bacon popcorn, the microwavable bacon popcorn. I think I'm trying to remember. I tried one, and it was pretty good. Although, as usual, since I can't cook, I set something on fire. Somehow, I set the popcorn on fire. I don't know how. I followed the instructions, put it in the microwave, but it caught fire. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, there were 2. There's I'm looking on their website here. I got the bacon pop. I got the bacon ranch. Also got the baconaise. You know what the baconaise is?
No, what's baconaise?
You know what mayonnaise is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mayonnaise with a bacon flavor?
Yeah. So I haven't been able to use that though yet because I don't like bologna, and so I didn't want to put it on a bologna sandwich. And there's actual ham, and I didn't want to put baconaise on a ham sandwich. I just thought that'd be too much. So I've been holding off to try to find something to use it, a sandwich or something to use it in. I also got the different types of bacon salt. I got the envelopes.
Oh, that's the ones. That's the first time I had heard about the company. You actually lick the envelope and it tastes like bacon.
Yeah, they sent me a package of those.
This is great. Now, their website is what, baconsalt.com? Is that their website?
Well, there's
there's
2.
a few.
There's jdfoods.net.
Right.
And there's also, you're right, baconsalt.com. And I guess we're still waiting on a shipment of, you know what started all this, at least I believe this is what started all of it for us. What we're waiting on is because it's got pushed back somehow. The big product, the huge one that everybody can't wait to get, the one that should have been in the movie Spaceballs. We need a can of bacon air.
Oh, bacon air. Yes.
That's on the way.
Oh, my
It
God.
keeps getting pushed back.
Wow. Well, they've got the ketchup salt down. I mean, these guys are not playing around. They may be fun guys. They got a sense of humor, but they really taste like it. So, again, if you don't like the mess of ketchup, but you want to have that flavor.
You're driving instead of dipping your
When you're driving,
ketchup.
instead of your fries. Oh, that's a great idea. Really good. You're driving and you know how it is? You're driving and you take your fries and you dip them in ketchup and you get it on your shirt and whatnot. Instead, you just sprinkle this on your French fries and you've got that flavor of ketchup.
Yeah, I think I gave him a couple ideas, which probably bombed out. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't have like a bacon dip. I was surprised that they haven't
Yeah.
they haven't done that yet, and I was also surprised that to me, I was surprised they didn't have T-shirts that so you could look like you're wrapped in bacon.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I just,
A bacon thong.
yeah. I was surprised it hasn't come. Well, maybe eventually that's coming. But he also, I got some email from him because I thought something had got past him with this whole what's the restaurant where you get the Denny's the where they have that new
Bacon air, yeah.
promotion they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
bacon air.
everything's bacon this, bacon that, bacon ice cream, all that
Right.
stuff. They're in with them now. The Denny's
Really?
is carrying their products. Yeah.
Ah, that is so cool. That is great. Well, great guys, and we just got that in. All right, let's show you the other thing. Now I'm going to have to. Microphone may be hard to hear, but let's see here. It is the half 932.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there you go. And this, of course, has. Let's see if I can bring this around. There we go. This, of course, has USB 3.0 in it. The half 932 is probably one of the finest cases I've ever used. I like their Cooler Master products, and there's no doubt about it. I'm not just saying that. I've actually bought many of their cases, from the simple case that they've put out to our case that we have on our desktop to the case that I use as a main system. And then they also have the other product, the Sniper case, which is put out by one of their offshoot companies. And then you've used their actual cooling products for the notebook.
Oh, yeah. I'm still using it. Absolutely. Can't think of the name of it. It's the big unit, for 17-inch notebooks, which is what I have. Sit it right in your lap, and it's got powered USB ports, and it comes with an AC adapter if you want to plug it in there, and it's got pretty lights on it too. So if you're in a gaming situation and you want to look, you want to look cool, you just hit the light button and you can go purple, green, blue. I mean, little flashing around the side of it's neat.
I think it's cool because you have that capability with that product, Slick, to set up anywhere and still not worry about what type of surface that you're on that could impede the flow of air getting to your system.
Yeah, and it's very, very sturdy. It's got two 5-inch fans in it. So
yeah.
The air is going to flow.
All right,
that's a new for you. The air is going to flow.
Isn't that a rap song? Okay, so
no, I'm thinking along the lines of Judas Priest.
All right. Let's see. Okay, this gives you an idea. This is the half 932 USB 3.0. If you're building a system and you want, now here's the thing: have you seen the commercial for Microsoft where they go to the lady's apartment and they set up her apartment and they make her apartment appear as though it's a store?
I caught a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm familiar with. I've seen. I haven't paid close attention to it, but yeah.
In the sad thing about that afterwards is she says, "Oh, they've gotten rid of the tower." Because they're trying to pitch HP computers, which some of them now are going with the same iMac style, where everything is outside of the case, everything's inside the screen. So you've got your hard drive, your motherboard, your memory. There's really it's very proprietary looking. So they're getting away from the case. At least that's what they think that they're doing. But I think a lot of people like these cases because, again, you have that upgradability. Are you trying to get that thing out of there? Let me show you. There's one way to do that. Okay, hold on. Put him on hold? I can't put Slick on hold. We're doing a show.
Just put the microphone down. Put down the microphone. It's all right. And just yell.
There we go. It's one of the
hard now we can't hear you at all.
One of the hard parts is getting the case out.
So he turns it upside down, and he's lifting. For those of you listening to the audio, he's lifting the box off of it. I should also say I'm in somewhat of a delay, so the video I'm getting from him from the Andy Taylor Studios is a little.
There we go. Oh, that's right. Okay. We got the booklet. They give you a nice little booklet, so you figure out. Sometimes if you're a new person that's into building your own systems, and you get this case, and you're thinking, "Wow, I want to have the coolest looking case," so you get this case, and you decide to put one together. They want to give you the book to show you how to make the best use of it. So let me get it out of the plastic, and then we'll give you another look at it. Gloria, hold this way. There you go.
Okay. I gotta ask you because I know I'm familiar with the Cooler Master cases and stuff like that, and I'm a little I'm more knowledgeable about some of the stuff that's been in your studio. So he's gonna have to explain this to me because you had a case. When I look at this case, the half 932 that he's unboxing right now, it looks similar to me to a case that he has had and is using. So. I guess it's just for me. What's the difference between what I've seen versus what you've got there now?
What we have is actually the half 932. This here is the half 932 Advanced, which offers the USB 3.0 connections built directly onto the front panel of the case. Now, let me go ahead and bring this down so I can show you here as we move the case into view. right here is your USB ports that are built in to the case itself. So you have USB 3 here, and then you have your standard USB up here. You have a HDMI out, or eSATA, I'm sorry. You have a 1492, and then we also have more USB here. You have front panel audio as well. So really the biggest addition right here is this USB 3.0, having that as a part of the case. So what you have here is you don't have the cards at the back of the case, which you still have a lot of room, like a USB card, which would be at the back of the case where you'd be plugging in your USB 3.0 device. Now you can plug it directly into the front panel. So if you've got a USB 3.0 enabled webcam, USB 3.0 enabled hard drive, like we have with the WD book, or any other type of device that can run USB 3.0, you can work it right here. Now, does not come with a power supply, and I recommend looking at some of the different power supplies. They have the ones that mount in the bottom, but get the ones where you can just run just the amount of wire that you would need for it. So I want to call them kind of a component type of power supply. But other than that, really, to me, it's the same case. Now, there is a minor difference. Also, this is all black, whereas on the other case, we actually have silver here in this area. This is where your plate goes. Oh, you can't even see that. Let me show you here. All right, this is where your plate would go. This is where you have other devices, other USB connectors. You have other, you have HDMI. You have your, if you have a regular HD DVI output, or a printer connector, whatever that's on your motherboard goes here. Then, of course, you have your card slots here. The power supply goes in this area down here. You've got huge fans in this case. That's what I really like about that. They don't make you go out and buy the fans. They say, listen, we're going to give you the fans that you need to make this case palpable. And as you can see, the inside of this case is, again, all black. The version I have, Slick, it's silver. This is also new here. This is something that we didn't have on the previous one. And I'm not sure, I haven't gone through the documentation to figure out what this is. But it looks to me like it's some kind of a, I want to say almost like a, what is that? No, it wouldn't be for hard drive. I don't know what exactly that is. Probably before the airflow, so that this case is designed with the best airflow possible. Could be so that the air flows over the hard drives. When your hard drives go here, and you can pull them out on trays. Trays are a little different now. Those look a little different than what we've seen previous. You can take these out, and you can put the 2.5-inch drives that are on there rather than the 3.5-inch. That's actually a very nice feature. And then, of course, your CDs, Blu-ray, whatever you're going to put in here. Got a nice little bracket here for the power supply on the inside, right down here. And then, of course, you have the back plate, so you can take off this other side as well, so you can access the cooling fan for your system. But
and now, if you want to follow along at home, you can go to their website, coolermaster-usa.com, coolermaster-usa.com, and where it says on the menus over to the left where it says chassis, click on full tower, and then you'll see an option. You'll see a link for the half 932 Advanced. Have you seen the half 932 AMD limited edition? Have you seen that one, Andy?
No, we haven't looked at that one yet. Pretty nice.
It's all in red. It's a gamer's deal.
Ah, yes. Pretty nice. Look at that. They have put out a new one now. For us, this works great. For the one that we have, I mean, it's really a phenomenal case. This is nice to have this USB 3.0 on the front, and again, to have that, have it all black makes it very nice. But they've just done something else too, Slick. I think for radio, for music studios, it's a whisper system where basically it is extremely quiet. Now, our system, we've got a big, we've got an Intel i7 inside there, and we've got a Cooler Master fan, the big V8 inside there. It makes a bit of noise, not a lot. It's passable. Even in the garage, we can still record. We've recorded national spots on it. But on this here, you're probably going to get about the same amount of sound through here. But the new one, the new Whisper system they have, it's not a half system, which we should be seeing in mid-June, maybe first part of July. It's supposedly extremely quiet, and takes care of that. So let me put this down and get this off the chair. And so I wanted you to see that. And we actually are going to be trying to put something together with it, with the Core i5 that we're going to be testing out. And Kingston's got some memory that'll work with that Sandy Bridge system. Sandy Bridge gives you the capability to adjust the speed of the memory, and it'll put it in here to test it out. So hang on, be right there.
Thanks. That's a nice case. Actually, Cool Match has a lot of nice stuff. I was clicking around still on their website to see what else they got up here. Because I remember when we saw them at CES, I was impressed by the handles on the top. Those are the cases. They probably weren't the top of the line cases, but I like the fact that they have nice grips on the top of the cases. I can just pick it up and carry it off.
Which one was that?
Car, that kind of thing.
Was that the 922?
Man, I don't know. I'd have to go through their website to try to figure it out. It may have even been mid-tower as opposed to a full tower, but I will bet they had full towers with those handles on top that I liked.
I know the Sniper case, which I have at the radio station, that I use as a backup for editing. That case has a grip that you can grab, and you pick it up and carry it and do all that other stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go through the website to figure it out. Maybe the Storm Enforcer? I don't know.
Storm, yeah, CM Storm. Well, CM Storm is their other company, and then the Sniper is the other one, yeah. But this gives you a better look at it unencumbered, so you don't have my big old body showing the front of it. But as you can see, it does light up at night with the red, which is also very cool. Here's another side shot of it. I think we've shown this before. And then if you're looking for an inexpensive power supply, here's one for you that can fit in the bottom there. But I recommend taking a look at their products that actually will give you the capability of just using the cables that you need to use. So you don't have all these extra wires and cables in there. They actually detach from the power supply. So if you want to run a cable to your, it would be your hard drive or your DVD drive or any kind of device, you can do that. And if you don't want to drive, you just don't hook it up. So you only use the cables that you're basically going to need. They
certainly are the masters of cool, I tell you that.
Cool. All right, no pun intended. All right. One of the other things, as I mentioned earlier, and we want to give you a chance to listen to some of that interview as well, is we talked about Corel. And they've got the new X5 Suite, a limited edition. We're going to be giving one away. Watch the website on Tuesday because we are looking for a backup or maybe even a new logo. Just, as you can see from our logo behind us, it's nice. We've been using the same logo since 2006, I think, 2005, 2006. So it's time to kind of maybe use that as a backup, maybe move with a different design. So I'm looking for something. Now, Slick, give me a little hard time on it. A little metallic, scientific.
No, you're just trying to be fancy. You're trying to blend in with the kids, nowadays kids. I get it. You're just trying to be hip and cool. And
more so, how about a modern warfare type of look? I like that. Maybe something like that. Something like I'm looking at anything. Just right now, it's going to grab my eye. They'll look great on the T-shirt. Looks great on the website. Will look great on a backup banner that we can start using. And if we come up with something good, we're going to take the best one that we get. Even if we don't use it, we're going to take the best one we can get, and we're actually going to go ahead and make a winner with a Corel Draw suite that you see here in our interview, and that's talked about in our interview. That includes the Wacom tablet. If I was to go back and talk about technology and my beginnings in computers and working with graphics and digital arts, it would go back to being at an Egghead software store many years ago and purchasing my first suite of products. Now, I bought a copy of Aldus Photo Styler and PageMaker back at the time when it was Aldus, and my first box of Corel Draw. And I remember going through that and seeing all the graphics and all the clip art. And when I installed it, going through and creating these wonderful flyers and letterheads and all kinds of things. Well, now you can do even more with it. And on the phone line with us is John Falsetto, Senior Product Manager for CorelDRAW, to tell us all about the most recent announcement, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X5 Limited Edition. John, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure, Andy. Thank you.
John, obviously, I've had experience with the CorelDRAW product, but for those who've not experienced CorelDRAW or some of the many different products that are available from the company, can you tell us a little bit about Corel itself?
Well, the Corel Corporation has been around for a long time. We are one of the pioneers in consumer software. Last year, we actually celebrated our 25th anniversary as a company, so we really are one of the forerunners in terms of software for Windows and also for certain products on the Mac as well. So we have offices throughout the globe, in Canada, U.S., Europe, Asia. We have a broad portfolio that reaches many types of users, whether they're consumers, professionals, in between, graphics, video, word processing. We really do cover it all.
Well, John, looking at the longevity of the company and the wide breadth of products, who would you say that these products are geared at? What type of user?
Well, it depends on the product. Myself, looking after the CorelDRAW portfolio, we're certainly focused on graphics users, of course. But even at that, some of them might be professionals. They might be designing graphics, logos, signs for a living. They might be hobbyists. They might be folks doing stuff in the education space. Then you look at other products that we have on the productivity side with a large customer base in government and enterprise. We have media products such as video studio, which is geared towards the video enthusiast. So we really do cover a wide range of types of users.
So Corel itself does make products for both the consumer and the business user and the graphics professional. And that's really what we're talking about here, the new CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X5 Limited Edition. Tell us about the idea of packaging this together.
Well, CorelDRAW Graphics Suite is in our 15th iteration, X5. We did launch early last year, and one of the things we'd like to do is offer, obviously as much of a complete tool set as we can, which we do in the suite. But then once in a while, we have the opportunity to work with partners and to take advantage of other products at Corel to really offer something more, something special. So the limited edition came about as an idea to bundle a Wacom tablet, and Wacom, of course, is an industry leader in the tablet space. And then we thought, hey, let's put Corel Painter in there as well, which is a phenomenal product in the digital art space, and to really create this really cool package that we can offer at a very competitive price to allow our users to do even more.
Well, John, I've heard a lot of excitement about the inclusion of the Corel Painter product in this limited edition. Can you tell us a little bit about what this product does for the end user?
Well, Painter is really it's digital art in a box, and the idea is to mimic traditional painting and then brush strokes. So this tool, which really is a leader in the industry, allows folks like concept designers, sketch artists, actual artists. I mean, there's tons and tons of examples of folks that will take Painter, use a tablet, and actually create digital art. You can turn photos into paintings. There's hundreds of brush styles, and you can really do a lot with your tablet and your computer to really create art.
Actually, on our website, we have a video with Ellen Lustig, who is a digital artist from Chicago, who was at a convention we attended, and she had the Corel Painter product and the Wacom tablet, and she was creating caricatures. It did create caricatures of all of the Tech Talk Radio staff while we were out there. I think Ellen really demonstrated the powerfulness of the Corel Painter product and giving us kind of an idea of what the product is capable of. But when combined and paired with the Wacom tablet, boy, I tell you what, it just took it to another level. And watching her draw, it just seemed to be the perfect marriage.
Exactly. It's a match made in heaven. I mean, Painter and Wacom have always gone just perfectly well together, and with throwing those in with CorelDRAW Graphics Suite, you can really can create a nice story. And CorelDRAW also allows you to use this tablet or tablets like the Wacom tablet to use some of the tools and to really sort of expand your capabilities.
Again, a very powerful product. Now, CorelDRAW is for vector art creation and graphics. What is Corel Photo Paint?
Corel Photo Paint is a full image editing application. So you can bring in photographs, you can edit them, you can bring in raw files, you can do bitmap creation. So if you think of vector art as being scalable, art that sign makers or other folks would use. Anything anything to do with image editing and bitmaps and creating graphics for the web. I mean, that's what you can use PhotoPaint for.
Now, I've been told, like, for the person who is just getting into this, and maybe they've been hired by a company to be their graphics person, and they may do well with photos and they may do well with flyers, but when it comes to creating a logo or anything that's going to be blown up, maybe to a poster size or even billboard size, this is really where they really want to use the CorelDRAW program.
Exactly. If you look at bitmap graphics, JPEG files or GIF files or stuff that you typically see on the web, they're just not scalable. If you had a graphic of a certain size and you decided you wanted to create a billboard, you would have a terrible loss of quality. Whereas with vector, it's totally scalable. So you can create this image of a certain size. You could print it to fit on a badge on your shirt, or you could create a 10 by 20 foot banner or billboard just by stretching out the graphic itself with no loss of quality.
You also have a little more flexibility, I think, too, with shading and three-dimensional aspects when you're working with the logo than you might with just the traditional photo editing program.
Yeah, that's true as well, for sure. You have, because it's all mathematical, you can sort of set points if you're doing gradients and that sort of thing, and you can, the system will take care of all the transitions for you. So it's a lot easier in that respect, and you get much sharper, clean images compared to bitmaps where it's really pixel by pixel.
How is the interface going back and forth between, say, CorelDRAW and the Corel PhotoPaint product? Is it seamless? Can we edit a picture and then bring it into CorelDRAW?
Absolutely. The products, because they are, have been together in a suite for many, many years, they are very well integrated. You can have a photograph. I mean, because a lot of our users will actually, create, say, for example, marketing materials where they would have some text, some graphics, some photos. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, they're going to lay that out in CorelDRAW. What you can do is work on a photo in PhotoPaint, bring that right into CorelDRAW. You could actually have a photo in CorelDRAW and decide you want to edit it, and it will launch PhotoPaint, create your edits, save it, and it saves it right back to where it was in CorelDRAW. So there's definitely a seamless integration.
Corel has always provided users, John, with a huge amount of images for finishing up projects. I mean, I used to get the book whenever a new version of Corel would come out, CorelDRAW, and I would go through the book and go, ooh, look at this clip art and look at this. I mean, really, it would not only you be able to use these images in your product, but it could give you ideas for creating new ones. And I understand now that the CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X5 Limited Edition also is integrated into it Fotolia. And tell us a little bit about this feature.
You're correct. So we have always and still do include thousands of dollars of valuable clip art and photos and fonts and templates. And with this limited edition, we have included Fotolia in the mix, and they're, of course, an image stock provider, an online provider, very high-quality stock photography. And what the users can do with this package is they are allowed to download 3 free images for a day for 7 days. So it really kind of introduces them to what Fotolia has to offer. And if you were to purchase all these photos, it would cost you a lot of money. So it gives you access to their full image stock repository.
Well, John, having the CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X5 Limited Edition software is phenomenal, but now having this Intuos 4 Wacom tablet, this really makes it a great package for the design professional. Is there much of a learning curve for those that have never used a drawing tablet before?
Well, the Wacom tablets, again, definitely the leader in the industry. The Intuos 4 is a very strong product in their professional space, and they do come with tutorials. There's many resources online. We're going to be producing some materials that allow the users to learn how to use all the products together. And the tablet is really not that hard to use. The only thing I would say from my experience is it takes getting used to. I use it instead of a mouse at work. It is a pen tablet, and it is my main tool of choice, and it just takes getting used to compared to a mouse. But when it comes time to using it for digital art creation, it actually brings you back to the old days when you were in school or when you were learning to use a pen and paper. So in effect, it's easier in that respect. So like anything else, you just take a bit of getting used to, and then you find your way around. You can even customize it if you need to, and then before you know it, you're even more productive than you were before.
And does the CorelDRAW program offer a variety of brushes?
Well, CorelDRAW does. We have different types of artistic media that come with CorelDRAW in our most recent release, which is X5. And so if you're using a tablet, that works really, really well together. You can do brush strokes, and we're talking vector, of course, but you can do these brush strokes that really do help you mimic more artistic or something you'd expect from, say, a painter.
I've seen some really dynamic artwork created with the CorelDRAW products from over the years. And there are locations, or there are places where people on the web can actually go and see some of this stuff that is, award-winning material.
Indeed. We have, 2 years ago, we reintroduced our International Design Contest, and we're actually in the middle of another iteration of that now in 2011. And the results that came out of that contest 2 years ago were just phenomenal. Some of the artwork, you look at it and say, I can't believe that's done in vector. It's just so beautiful. And we have our community site, which is www.coreldraw.com, where you have just dozens and dozens of galleries from that previous contest, from our users, and it's just a great place for people to see all kinds of incredible art produced by other users.
Can you tell us a little bit about tracing? And that's been something that a lot of people have told me they really do like, that this is a part of the suite of products.
Yeah, tracing is really a very important piece of software for folks, especially in industries like sign making. And basically what you want to do is you could have an image that is in a bitmap format, so totally non-scalable. It could have been something that someone drew on a napkin and scanned. And ultimately, if you're working in an industry like sign making or logo design, you really want to get that into a vector. So rather than completely recreate it in a product like CorelDRAW, you can actually trace that. So it traces the bitmap image and produces a vector equivalent. And we have Power Trace, which is included in the CorelDRAW graphic suite, which makes that way easier than starting from scratch. So you would take this bitmap image, you would trace it, make adjustments as you need to, merge colors, do little touch-ups that you need to here and there. You can preview it all, and then you click OK, and suddenly you've got a vector version that you can now work with and scale as much as you need.
Now, for somebody who maybe is in the T-shirt industry that creates shirts with custom designs, you can also do color separations with these, can't you?
For sure. It's a very high-end product. I mean, color separation is very, very important in that industry, as you said, and that's where you're dealing with different plates for printing, different colors, and using spot colors, and you can do all that with CorelDRAW Graphic Suite for sure.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about the price of the product. Again, this is a limited edition. What is involved as far as the cost?
The price of the limited edition is $649 for the full version, or if you are using a previous version of CorelDRAW or Painter or Corel Designer, you can get the upgrade version for only $349. And really, to put that into perspective, if you were to buy the full version of CorelDRAW Graphic Suite on its own, you'd be looking at $499. Painter is over $400. The Wacom tablet that we're including is $200 to $300, and then the Fotolia images, if you were to buy them, you're looking at a couple $100. So it really is a great deal.
And if I'm a new user and I'm really getting into the product, are there active forums or user groups where I can go to get information on performing a certain task, or even really understanding the entire breadth of products?
Yeah, our community site, CorelDRAW.com, is just a great resource for folks to do that. I mean, you've got Corel employees, but more importantly, you've got many other fellow users who just love going on there, posting challenges to each other, answering questions, posting their artwork. I mean, it's just a great spot for a new user to go and say, hi, sign up, hi, I'm new, I'm trying to do this, and they'll just point you in the right direction. We also have our whole series of video tutorials that ship in the box are also available on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/CorelDRAW channel. And that allows folks who are even just trialing the product to learn how to use it more effectively, from whether they're introductory, just from a beginner perspective, or more advanced.
Not too long ago, we spoke with Foster Coburn, who is an Arizona native, who actually holds a CorelDRAW boot camp where people can go and learn more about the product and about the different products that are associated with CorelDRAW X5. He's got some coming up over the next few months, but just one of the examples of a huge user base that CorelDRAW has.
There certainly is, and it's a global user base as well. We've been proud to be in throughout the world, and obviously certainly led by the U.S. in terms of a strong user base.
Well, John, thank you so much for taking some time out and talking to us a little bit about the CorelDRAW Graphic Suite X5 Limited Edition. We urge our listeners to visit Corel.com for more information about that. Check the retailer out for also information about this limited edition suite of products. John, thanks again for coming on Tech Talk Radio.
Thanks very much, Andy. My pleasure. Thanks very much, Andy.
All right. There you go. That's talking with John Falsetto from CorelDRAW about some of the cool things that they've gotten sorted. And again, we're going to be giving away that prize pack that includes that Wacom tablet, includes the software, and includes Painter. I've never used Painter because the version I have does not come with Painter, and it would be kind of fun to try that out just to see if I could actually create something with it.
Well, you are an artistic little so-and-so, aren't you?
I try, there's a product I really want to take a look at. And actually, a buddy of mine is an old storyboard artist who has done films. He worked on Ghostbusters, and he's done all kinds of projects. Well, he's a traditional storyboard artist. And we were talking about a product like Painter and how he wants to kind of take a look at that, but also a product I'd never heard about before called ZBrush. And he says ZBrush is the ipso facto for those that want to create character animations and do some of that stuff. So we've put a request into them because what I think we want to do is I actually want to get him a license of ZBrush, being him an actual artist, and see if he can create with it like he could for these other Hollywood projects that he's done, and to see just how good it is. But we haven't heard back from the company yet, but we put that request in last week. So it'd be cool if we hear from them if it's actually something he can use. Some funny stuff going on in the chat room. I love this. We're actually talking about the idea of changing the logo. And Gandalf was like, wait a minute, we've had this logo for years. Why do we want to change it around? And, you make a very good point. Why do you change things when they're working? And it's not that it's not working. It's just that one of the people involved with maybe revamping the show and the look of the website and some of the other things that we're going to do, and maybe actually put in some investment into it, commented just that it made a comment that your logo is good, but it just looks very cartoony. I've seen it, and again, we got to remember this is not a technical person. It's like having a radio consultant come in and look at your operation and make some changes, not based on your audience. So I've got to take all of that into consideration. I have the overall yes or no when it comes down to it, but we came up with a great idea. Why don't we do some kind of a contest where we give away a really active piece of software, and it was just perfect timing. Corel had this. So we thought, well, let's have some fun with it. So that's why we're saying create a logo or create something we would use as a form of a logo, and the winner is going to score this package. And, we'll put up the official rules and details, but, you don't even have to be an artist. If you want to pencil sketch it, that's fine too. I mean,
Because, we could color it in. We got crayons.
Yeah. We'll give Slick Fine Artist, the original Fine Artist program. Yeah.
I can see one of the other changes too. Let's say we'll change the logo. We'll change the angle of the cameras. I'll get you a new co-host. Let's see.
No, don't do that. But if you take a look at the website, if you go to deeper into the other pages, you'll see that it's a different logo. It's a text logo. So I think maybe we're looking at that too. So I'm not sure. I mean, I love this on the T-shirt. This is great. I mean, this is a great logo. We went through about probably 10 to 15 different variations before we kind of locked on this. And I got to give credit. I didn't create this by myself. This was a collaborative effort. But this is the one that kind of stuck, and we went with it. But I don't know, just some funny comments going on in the chat room. Just,
it looks good.
Like
it pops. I like the logo because it pops. It looks like it should be on a comic book. Tech Talk Radio.
It does, doesn't it? And maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what they were thinking. So let's see what we get in. Let's see what kind of creativity is out there. And, somebody will walk away with a $600 package of software. I don't think you can beat that. And that might be fun.
$600?
I think it's worth like $600.
Wow.
Maybe Ellen Lustig will want to get involved. Maybe she'll draw a caricature of us.
Yeah, that's right.
I've seen that.
She's the woman that did our characters when we were in Las Vegas.
See, I've seen that on logos too, where they take the caricatures of the people on the show, and they do that. That's kind of cool. So, it's pretty neat. I like Gandalf says, now we'd have to give him a new T-shirt if we change the logo.
Why, yes, you do. I'm glad you brought that up. Thanks for reminding everybody.
I'm down to like 10 shirts anyway. So.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's getting pretty low. And Mac, who is one of our original viewers that used to watch us when we were in the coffee shop, only because we did the show there because I got kicked out of the house, says that he could make the logo because he does a pretty good kick logo. And I guess that word is, you can't say ass in the chat room. We can say it here, we can't say it in the chat room.
The automatic sensor is kicked in.
Anyway, so that'd be kind of fun.
You thought NBC was bad.
Yeah, really. Our chat room is worse. All right. Anything else you wanted to go over? I mean, we've covered everything from Bacon Rub today to the Half 932 to our logo to Corel to Boost Mobile to enclosures to acoustic guitars. It's been a jam-packed day.
Yeah, here are the quickies because we don't have time to delve in deeply into all this stuff. So here are the quickies. First of all, on television, we talked earlier about cable and satellite stuff. There's a program that started on CNBC this week that you might want to catch. It's about cyber crime, cyber wars. They talk about Stuxnet, stuff that I didn't even know. It looks like we may have been involved in Stuxnet, the virus that attacked the atomic and nuclear plants in Iraq and Iran.
When you say we, what do you mean?
The government.
Really? Ooh.
Because we have not denied it. When you watch this program, the reporter, Melissa Lee, I think her name is, she point blank, she's got a guy right in front of her, and she's given the question, and he won't say, no, we didn't have anything to do with it. He can't say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So that's on, and then I know you like and I like the kind of graphic arts. There's been, and you may not have access to it now that you've gone a tier down on your cable service, but on some of the channels like Documentary and Ovation and stuff like that, they've been covering. It's the guy that used to work with Disney, Ubi iWorks. Is that his name?
Yeah, Ubi iWorks. Yes.
Ubi iWorks. I mean, there've been like an hour or 2 hour specials on him,
Ooh.
as well as Disney. What else is going on? That pretty much covers, I think, the TV that I had in my mind. There was a story out within the past week or two about a Netflix call center worker who was fired for stealing credit card numbers. So just be careful. I've got more stories like that from different services like Aaron Rent-A-Owns and stuff. But again, we don't have time to go into it.
We didn't even cover that.
Well,
we didn't even cover that because I had a great conversation with the guys at Flexi, the ones that you see at Best Buys now and different locations, about what their company model is. Mm-hmm. And actually, I want to write about them. I had a conversation for about 30 minutes with these guys, and it was before the Aaron Brothers story came out. And then the Aaron Brothers story came out, and I got on the phone and I called corporate and talked to them. Boy, that is just crazy. What's the word on that? What has happened with that?
Let me pull up my notes, see if I have anything new. Because I just got the gist of it. This was off of PC World, who's subcontracted to Yahoo on the story.
Right.
Unnamed employee is fired after, I guess the data theft occurred on April the 4th. The worker accessed over approximately the last 2 months without our authorization credit card information of some Netflix customers. And who knows what he did with it after that.
Wow. Now, this is Aaron Brothers? Or not Aaron Brothers.
That was Netflix.
That was Netflix, right.
Yeah. Let me see. Do I have the Aaron? Wow. Yes, I do. Hang on. Let me open it up. This is Wyoming. Oh! In the Aaron Brothers situation, what they did was, you rent-to-own stuff.
It's not Aaron Brothers. It's Aaron's rent-to-own. Because we got to be careful. There's a company called Aaron Brothers that makes furniture, and I guess they're not the same company.
Right.
All right.
So this is Aaron's Incorporated.
There you go.
Aaron's Incorporated. And this happened in Wyoming, but basically, here's the short story, because I got a lot of info on it, but here's the short story. You go to Aaron's, you rent for refrigerators, you rent beds, you rent televisions, you can rent computers. Well, the computer they rent had, keylogging software on it.
Wow.
And it took webcam pictures and tracked keystrokes, and the websites they went to, they only learned a couple that rented the computer only learned about it because they were disputing a bill. And the guy pulled up a picture of them actually using the computer, a snapshot that had been taken from the webcam that the couple didn't intentionally take.
Man, that's crazy.
So the short version of this from ABC News is that it's disputable, debatable. I mean, you have to go to court on this to determine whether or not a rental company has the right to include software to track their property, but not track your usage of the property. So if they're afraid they're going to lose a computer, that's one thing. What you do with that computer, that's something totally different.
I'm not an attorney, obviously, but I think this is one of those cases where it's going to be battled out in law. Is there fine print that they sign? How many times you go and you sign? You're buying something, you sign something. You don't read the extra fine print on it. Maybe that's part of the extra fine print. If it's in the extra fine print that we'll install software to track the use of this computer, or is it tracking where the computer is, or tracking who's using it? Right. That's
because it could be. I mean, they could have the similar argument. Like when you use a computer at work, your boss has the right to track everything you do on the computer. I mean, you're going to lose on that. Maybe in some states you won't, but in general, you're going to lose. You check your email, you're going to lose. If you're watching a video, listening to music, you're going to lose.
I had a buddy of mine that worked for a rental company, Rent-A-Center, And I told him I wanted to rent a computer. This is back before I started getting into building them and doing all that. And I remember I rented a 386 DX16. And I had some issues with it, Slick. And I remember I formatted the hard drive and reinstalled the operating system. And, that's what I wonder. Is there anything limiting the customer from doing that?
If they don't give you everything that came with it, because from the beginning, when you rented a computer, they would give you everything, and if you didn't buy the computer, you would take everything back. Nowadays, if you're renting a computer, it could be what we call the flat, where they just put a copy of the software on the hard drive in case the computer ever needs to be restored. You just wipe everything out, so you don't have the actual disk.
Right.
So if you restore, you have to assume you're restoring any tracking software that initially came with it anyway.
Yeah, if they're giving you the software that they've bundled with it, or even if it's installed on a partition on the hard drive that you're recovering.
Right.
I got to tell you, let me tell you a little bit. Can I tell you a little bit about Flexi? So this is still being fought in court, right? This is still being fought in court.
It's a class action suit right now.
This is the way the Flexi system was kind of described to me. And I just thought, wow, this is pretty cool. So say you're in and a lot of us do not have the means or the capabilities to go into a store and say, wow, I really like that Xbox 360 or that PlayStation 3. Here's $400, or here's my credit card charge $400. Let's face it, a lot of people live very, very meagerly. They work and they'd like to have these features, but they just don't have the money to do it. So some of them will turn to a rental company because I don't know why they just want to have this. I don't knock people for that. And they go to these rental companies, and these companies will charge them, I want to say, an excessive amount of money to rent. Let's face it. They're providing a service. They've got to cover their insurance. So you go to one company, you say, okay, I want this PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 maybe goes for $399. By the time you finish paying for this, you're paying about $2,000. So it just gives you an idea. Now, with this Flexi deal, you say you go into a Best Buy, or they're actually have your storefronts now, but you go in and you say, I want this. You're buying a brand new product. You're not buying a product that was rented and returned. You buy a brand new product. Markup, they tell you right off the bat, is about 80%. Now, while that seems high, it's not extremely excessive as was maybe going and spending $2,000 for something, whereas you're going to spend about $900 versus versus the $2,000 for something that maybe could retail for about $400. They give it to you new. You get the warranties of the store. You walk out of the store with it, your paperwork, all of that, and you're good to go. And no extra software is loaded. I was told by their guy they don't load any tracking software. That's just not the way they work. They verify it by where you work. They verify it by a checking account. They verify it by ID. And if a product comes back, say you just can't keep it, they take it to end up taking it to one of their other stores and sell it as a refurbished, reused product that has a minimal markup. So again, they're the much better deal. So I recommend if you're in that situation, take a look at it that way.
Yeah, because I'm guilty of I've used Rent-A-Buy. I remember, I think the first thing I ever bought from a Rent-A-Buy was Mr. B's out on 22nd Street here in Tucson.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It was a bed, because I didn't have a bed. I needed a bed, so I got a bed from them. And I'm also, I don't know if I want to say guilty, but I've also used the services of, if any of you are familiar with this, you do a search on the net, you'll find it. It's a company called Fingerhut.
Oh, yeah.
There are times in my life I couldn't afford what I needed or wanted, and, you pay double the price, triple the price, whatever, but you can afford those payments, and, I didn't have a coat. I actually bought a coat from them because I didn't have a coat, and believe it or not, couldn't afford a coat.
Now,
bought a coat from them, bought a chair,
right.
Bought some other stuff, too.
Now, another thing that some consumers are doing now that are cash-strapped, that would like to have something, maybe their TV goes in the fritz, or their camera's broken, or their computer's down. They need a new laptop because theirs got stolen. Some of them that don't have the ability to turn around and spend $400, $500, $600. What some are doing now are turning to QVC. And, with QVC, they have this thing called Easy Pay where you go on, they verify who you are, they verify all that information, and they set up your account that they're going to draw money out of the account, and they will take money out. And you can end up buying a laptop, which is normally $600 or $700, for a reasonable amount of money, maybe $79, $89 a month. For some people, they can budget that. They can't just budget that one-time thing. So I think it's a neat thing for consumers. Offer a service, make them pay a little more, 50% to 80%, I think is reasonable. And, allow them to make payments so they can get that product then and be able to use it.
My friend Robert, that's where he got his laptop from was the QVC Easy Pay.
Yeah. So after like 5 or 6 months, it could be paid off, you know. But now you got to remember, though, before you do, I'm not saying walk into this blindly. Shop. Take a look at their website. Just because they have it and they're going to make it in payments, think about it. Is this a laptop that is really worth $699, or is this laptop worth, $550? So are they
or
also,
even less? I've seen worse. I've seen computers that, by today's standards and values, are really only worth $200, but they're selling them for $800.
Yeah, so you got to be really careful about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, all right, and I totally interrupted you because I was so bummed out. We never even talked about that whole errands thing, because that was when I heard that story. I was ticked off. I was mad. How can they do this to people?
Nothing surprises me anymore.
It's like, who knows what kind
they
of?
were just surprised they got caught.
Yeah, who knows what kind of shows that they were getting?
Yeah.
But you got to remember. You got to remember, every packet of information that leaves your internet connection, if you're on the internet, any packet of information is capable of being intercepted. You got to think about that.
I always like to say, if you let it out of your head, it's available to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
Yeah. Another reason.
If you speak it out of your mouth, if you type it on a keyboard, if you write it down.
Another reason you want to have TechtalkRadio.tele so that we can, because we're telepathic.
That's right. We can do the show telepathically.
We actually we registered TechtalkRadio.co. I got suckered into it. I just thought, oh well, I'm going to do it.
It's available. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I've just remembered something. Oops.
He's got to register one that he just thought about that he doesn't want you to register before he registers it, so he has it.
Absolutely.
Hence the typing in the background.
Exactly.
Credit card info.
Oh boy. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
Just check the blog and the forums. We got some new stuff up there on the blog. TrendNet USB 3 enclosures. By the way, if anybody has a 2.5-inch drive they're not using, don't throw it away. Let me know. I could use it.
ATA or SATA?
SATA.
SATA. I don't have a SATA one, but we might be able to get one.
Yeah, because I wanted that. Yeah, I need because I was able to test out the and you'll see it on the blog. I was able to test out the 3.5-inch drive enclosure, but not the 2.5 yet. So
all right.
I want to try that out.
Okay.
Let's see, on the blog, we've been in the forums. We talk about Linux. We talk about webcams. We talk about pistolas. If you ever get a chance...
Is there discussion going on in the pistol group? I have not been to the forum in a while. I apologize, but are they talking about them?
In the firearm technology section of the Tech Talk Radio forums.
Gandalf, that rules.
TechtalkRadio.com/forum.
All right, good.
And because I started one that you will be amazed. Here's the question. Here's the premise for the post, and guys can go read the post. How big do you think handguns get to? How large do you think they come? Bigger than that.
Really?
That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
Bigger than what you think.
Oh, wow. All right.
So it's amazing.
Somebody's just asking me what does CO stand for?
Company?
Yeah, .co.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting it's for people who can't type M's.
.co. What was the third one?
.cop.
Yeah. Oh, now there's a domain we may see later. TLD we may see later.
What is that?
.cop for police. Worldwide Police Force.
I don't know about if I like that. They're still talking about .sex, or .
I think I'm pro XXX.
Are they going to do XXX or sex? I think they should do XXX.
Yeah, I think they've been working on XXX, which I'm all for. I'm really all for the XXX. I mean, let's go ahead and put that off to the side so that and I would encourage adult industries to go XXX, get off the other domains, only because it shows that you're intending to reach adults and you don't want to have any accidents. You don't want kids accidentally bumping into your site.
I tell you what, I was very disappointed the other day at Facebook. Never And I remember with YouTube, once in a while you'd see something you weren't supposed to see. That somebody would post something before the censors could take it down. Never, though, have I ever seen, and I showed it to Gloria, too. She had a glazed look in her eyes for about an hour. But I've never seen anything that that I would consider wrong on Facebook until the other day. You know how it recommends people to the right? It says, we recommend.
Mm-hmm.
I looked, and sure enough, there was a male unit on the picture for who it was recommending.
Oh, the profile shot?
As Gloria said, at attention. I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute. How did this get through? I thought there's got to be some kind of protection on what Facebook does, and I guess there isn't.
They got too many members. There's millions and billions of members and not enough. I mean, they'd have to have, all the employees they would have to just kind of flip through profiles just to make sure stuff isn't being done that's wrong. I mean, there's not enough employees in the world. Wow.
It's really kind of surprised me. Wow. Like I said, Gloria was walking around like she was in heaven. Click on it. What? Click on it. I'm not clicking on it.
In heaven? Is that the word you want to use?
No, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't use that word.
Term.
It must be a special effect.
Photoshop, if you ask me.
That's Photoshopped.
In the chat room, Mac was saying we should register TechtalkRadio.XXX. But I think there's a parody coming from Vivid for that, so I think that's covered. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they're working on that right now.
We'll be the next thing parodied by Vivid Entertainment.
Oh my God, that is funny. Gotta say,
who's going to get to play me?
Who would? Samuel Jackson. Mine would be George Lopez. Gloria would be Eva Longoria. Oh boy!
We said it. They're probably working on it. Great, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. There was something else I was going to throw in for the end of the show, but I can't. Oh, Groupon. We're going to go have lunch at Groupon today. I decided to try it. I had never tried it before, and boy, was I pissed off. And this goes down to reading the fine print. I get the Groupon, coupon in the mail, and I think I'd signed up with them a long time ago. Never used it, and I get a coupon, and it says Bubby's, which is a local hot dog place, right? And I thought I'll give it a try. So I spend $15, or I spend $7 to get a $15 certificate to go have lunch. I thought this would be great. So I told Gloria, I said, we're going to go have good lunch at Bubby's today. When I get home, I'll print out the coupon. I come home, I go to print out the coupon. It wouldn't let me. It says you can't print this out till tomorrow. Oh, was I livid. I said, I want my hot dog now. No. So I want my Bubby's. So I fired off a letter to Groupon saying, what the hell? And put it on Facebook saying, what is it? I want to use it. They said I can't use it till tomorrow. And they said that's standard practice, but it's in their fine print. Now, the email that I got back from Groupon was very worded nice. They just say, hey, this is the way we do it. If you want a refund, I'll go ahead and issue you one. But your coupon's good till September 23rd. So I said, you know what? I'll give it a try. It was just disappointing because that's nothing. It wasn't in big letters. You had to go through their fine print and read that some coupons may not be available till the next day. And that was one of them.
This smells of making a reservation at a quote-unquote fine restaurant.
It smells of bacon.
You wish. That's what you were hoping to smell.
So we'll go see. We're going to go today and see if it was worth the wait. Well, I don't know. All right. And then Mac asks, how do we make logos that you make for the site? We'll actually have a post on our website that'll tell you how to submit the logo. So it'll probably be an FTP link that you can actually upload it to. So that'll be good. And then it'll have all the fine print up on the website. And now the grand prize is going to be the software package with the Wacom tablet, the whole bit. And I'm trying to come up with a secondary prize as well. I'd like to actually have 3: best design, best look, best use of color, something along that line. So, but we'll see. But right now we have this the one prize, and I kind of
best red carpet dress.
Best red carpet dress. Best use of a nude object.
I don't know. Best song.
And as a reminder, you can hear us on Radio Exiles. You're still doing Exiles, aren't you?
Yep, I can't afford therapy, so that's where it's done.
Slick Show at RadioExiles.com can be heard on Wednesdays. Now they moved you away from us?
Yeah, they felt we were too friendly. We wouldn't shut up in class. We kept throwing paper at each other, all like across the aisles.
All right, so your show on Wednesday, mine on Tuesday with Jonas Hunter, my old morning show partner, and then, of course, your usual regular guest host on Stephen Haywood's The Tech Buzz. Great show. What day? Usually Thursdays, right?
Usually Thursdays, yeah. About he likes to say 1 p.m. Eastern time, but he always throws the standard in there, which is wrong. So
Now,
I like to go.
Since I share you in a custody agreement, do you think maybe once in a while he could plug Tech Talk Radio?
He does.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does.
Maybe I should watch his show. Love you, Stephen.
He does, and I think he's doing it to try to make nice with you.
Okay, you're back in my graces. Well,
he does it on a regular.
I'll start watching, and I'm at work. I'm at work, and I'll put it on. Then somebody will come in and talk my ear off. Usually it's the boss about 3 things that he's told me over the last 24 hours anyways. And, of course, then I lose concentration, and I'm talking to him. And then I'll come back, and by the time I come back to sit down and watch the show, it's over. So I have to go back and watch the replays, but it's very funny.
Yeah, and it rotates on his site, so don't worry about it. You'll catch that over some of his other shows, too. And it's cool. He's got the photography thing going on now. And
yeah, what was it? Right Way Photography? That's kind of cool. It's a local photographer that they talk about the right way to go out and take better pictures.
Mm-hmm. And photography equipment, and all kinds of bags, accessories, all kinds of stuff.
Very cool stuff.
Which, by the way, a lot of that stuff that he'll talk about, he gets it from me because I email him the info. I'm just saying. He won't admit it, but he admitted it once, actually. He did admit it once.
Well, coming up this week, in next week's show, we're going to be talking to Adobe. And I don't know if you know this, but they've put out the new Creative Suite 5.5. And there's all kinds of updates, but the one I'm most excited about looking at is the new Adobe Edition 5.5.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
It's about time. I mean, we've been from, we went Cool Edit, then we went Adobe Edition 1.5, then 2.0, then 3.0 has been around for a long time. So now 5.5, and I'm not sure what the changes are going to be, but it's going to be pretty dynamic.
I'm looking forward to trying that one.
Yeah, same here. So, what we'll do is we're going to do the interview, and then we'll get the code so that we can take a look at it and have some fun with it. So it should be cool. And I'll give you an email address in the chat room right now if you want to send that, but that's not going to be the official one. We'll have one set up later on. All right, Slick, you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and hopefully we'll talk to you at sometime during the week, if not next Saturday, okay?
Okay.
All right, for Tech Talk Radio, I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Slick.
And Gloria says, peace out.